and then my camp, my people, we be the third that go, yeah, let's go.
You just scream and oh man.
He's worked as a pyrotechnician, salesman, delivery employee. He founded Priority One Digital, an email marketing company, and more recently he has founded and been working on his apparel and entertainment line, Good Vibes. What has been one of the biggest curveballs that you've navigated in your life?
It's done. I'm like, my career is done. I thought my finger was screwed because this was my throwing hand. Who is someone you need to forgive and have not? Oh man. You guys have somebody where you're holding a grudge and it's been like that for a long time? Forgive them. Forgive them. You're gonna feel rejuvenated, you're gonna feel better, and your life will get better, I promise you. The mic setup looks good, man.
Thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. All credit goes to Tyler. I didn't do anything. Well, I feel like I was probably I love that guy, man, for so many reasons. But part of it is because when he made the offer, he was like, "Give me some ideas of what you want." And so I go online and I just Google, podcast studios, and I probably pulled pictures of my 12 favorite, and then I show him all of them. And I said, I really like these 12 studios, but I don't want it to look anything like any of these because I like to be unique. I like to, not look like I'm just copying, some other podcaster out there. So I basically put 12 mental images in his head and then said, forget all of these and do something different.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when he was articulating this and he was talking about like the white and the red and the wood, I was like, dog, this is gonna look like it. And
you couldn't see the vision. No.
But this is Tyler he's an interesting guy because we'll go to Home Depot and we'll like go to the wood aisle to pick out this wood, and he'll be sitting there with this coffee. He'll be looking at this wood. And, look at that wood, and then look at that wood. I'll be like, hey, Tyler, what are you thinking about? And he'll go, shh. I'm like, sorry. And then he'll go, we need 32 feet of that one.
Like, he's piecing that shit together in his brain. You're like, where do you come up with that? Buddy pulled it out of his...
And like when we were put up the sound panels and we were sort of just starting to piece everything together, there's one point where he was like, get me a cookie and a Dr. Pepper. I was like, all right. So I get him a cookie and a Dr. Pepper. And he turns that recliner around and he sits down and he just crosses his leg. He's just staring at the space for a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah. And this was before anything was here.
Yeah. This was when this was just a blank wall. And
okay.
Yeah, dude, the man's a genius.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's good people.
That's a visionary right there. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Any questions before we get started?
Yeah, I cuss a lot. Like, I'm not gonna drop F-bombs or anything, but like if I slip one out, is that fine, or
you can cuss all you want?
Okay, I was gonna say.
I would say let's hold off for like 5 minutes if you can, because it just
100%.
helps with the something on YouTube where it downplays it if we start dropping Fs and S's.
Oh, trust me, I'll be good. I know when to watch it and when not. So.
All right, yeah, just give it like 10 minutes and then you can say whatever you want. We have said every word. We have told some wild stories on this podcast.
Is that right?
This is an R-rated show, my friend. That ironically a lot of teenagers listen to, so I guess they vibe with it.
I'm with that, man. I'm with that. This is cool. I like this.
Any questions other than that?
Not really. I mean,
yeah, cuss all you want.
I'm kind of just here for the vibes, man. I'm here to enjoy this. I think this will be good. I like what you said beforehand. Just like you find out a lot about yourself. And I haven't had like a sit down like this in a while, so I'm intrigued. This should be good.
I really appreciate your time and your trust, and I'm curious to see where it goes as well. Cause obviously, I know some things we'll touch on from the phone call, but I'm hoping for a couple surprises too. So we'll see what happens.
I'm sure they'll come up for sure.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you. Can you hear yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want anything turned up or down?
Honestly, this is really good. I think this sounds great. What you doing over here, bud? This sounds like super professional, too. I like it.
Yeah.
It sounds good. I'm going to put my phone on D&D, though, so I don't get blown up.
Same here. I'm not going to need this baby for the next couple hours. Last question for you. I imagine we'll go for like 90 minutes to 2 hours. We'll sort of just see what happens. Is there a particular time we have to be cutting this off by so you can get to wherever you go next?
No, I'm good.
Okay, 4-hour episode. Here we go.
Right. We'll see where it takes us.
All right, so this is the only scripted part. I'm going to play the music. I'm going to read your introduction, and then we're just going to pop some zones, get in the zone. And I just broke my own rule. See, yes, there is a lot of cursing on this podcast.
I got him already.
Maybe you're a bad influence on me,
Right?
Noah. You guys are getting me
no.
addicted to nicotine. I'm cursing more. All the worst things are happening.
Look at that. This man's got the setup here.
Not a sponsor.
Look at that. No sponsors here.
Yeah, we're not giving these things a shout out unless they're putting money in my pocket.
Right,
So,
exactly.
you ready to see what happens
Let's
with this
do it,
thing?
man. Let's have a good time. Let's do this.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to another episode on David's Saturday Night Sitback, a podcast where my guests and I tell personal stories with the hope that by the end of the episode, that internal fire in your gut feels like it's burning a little bit brighter. I'm grateful you are here today because probably 90+% of my guests have never been on a podcast before, so I'm building a collection of stories for you that can't be heard or watched anywhere else. Sitting back with me this afternoon is Noah Susong, aka the Good Vibes Guy. Noah is a graduate of the University of Iowa. He got his bachelor's in enterprise leadership. He's worked as a pyrotechnician, salesman, delivery employee. He founded Priority One Digital, an email marketing company, and more recently, he has founded and been working on his apparel and entertainment line, Good Vibes. Noah, thank you for who you are. Thank you for being here, and welcome to your episode on David's Saturday Night Sitback.
David, thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, dude.
Excited to be here. I've been waiting for this one. I think it's going to be really good and entertaining for the people as well.
I've been waiting for this one as well. There is all the phone calls I have. I hope none of the guests hear this. I'm going to put myself on blast here. All the guests and I have great phone calls.
Yeah.
I think in 125 episodes, there have only been 2 calls where at the end of the call, I said, you know what, this is not a match. I'm sorry. But out of those 125 calls I've had, there have probably been 5 to 10 where we hang up. I'm like, I can't effing wait for this guy, gal, whoever it is, to get over here and chat with me. And you were one of those.
Let's go.
So that was a great way to end. That was a Friday, right? Yeah, it was a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good turnaround.
To kick things off, I'm gonna throw a question your way.
Let's do it.
But I don't know what the question is.
Okay.
There's just one thing that I want to make sure of here. All right. Choose any one of these.
Little magician here. Okay. If you would go back to one era in civilization, what era would you pick? Why? And what would your job be? Oh man.
I like this one.
That's interesting. If I were to go back to one era in civilization, I would probably go back. I'm gonna pick like a decade.
Okay.
I would probably go to like the 1920s or 30s, and I would want to be a MLB baseball player for the New York Yankees. Like when Ruth was playing, when we had Lou Gehrig. I don't know. I've just always I've had this thought before, and this is like one of those, you know, like, oh, this is like a high thought almost. And
Let's go.
No, seriously. And I'm like, if I could, I would love to spend one day in every single decade starting from the 1900s. So 1900, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, just see what society's like, see what the entire just life looks like. And I'm like, I was a baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you hear who's the greatest baseball player ever, Babe Ruth. And I think if I were to go back, I would want to play in that era. Obviously, a lot of different societal norms back then. It's a lot different than what we have now. But I just think with kind of the aura and, you know, the idea of who Babe Ruth was and that New York Yankees team, I think that would be awesome. I really do. I'm not a big Yankees fan, but I just think they're the you know, tip top of tiers when it comes to baseball teams.
That's a solid answer. I like that.
Bet.
Let me ask a follow-up question, but sort of turn the question on its head a little bit.
Okay.
You remember what the name of the is it just called UT Stadium that the UT football team plays in, or does it have a name?
No, it's got a name. I don't know.
All right, let's just call it UT Stadium.
Okay, let's call it
So
that.
I'm pretty sure it fits at least 100,000 people.
It's big.
So let's say you wake up one morning, you're drinking your coffee, getting those good vibes activated, and you pull open Instagram, and there's an ad, and it says, hosted at UT Stadium on September 1st, a real live gladiator battle. 12 humans are fighting to the death. Last man standing gets $1 million. Would you go?
Hell no.
Why not?
I'm not going. No, I love my life too much.
You answered no, not to fight in it.
Oh, to go
as a
watch
spectator.
I'm watching. Oh yeah.
All right, I was gonna say you answered that so quick. You opposed to watching people die?
No, I would watch it. I thought you meant if I was gonna be in it.
No.
If I were to go in it, nah. I honestly, like, obviously fighting's been around forever. I actually was like watching a bunch of Dana White videos earlier today. I'm a big UFC fan.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind fighting in like a, recreational setting when it comes to like gloves or anything like that.
Sure.
But if we're fighting to the death, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But I'll watch it. I mean, it'd be entertaining, but I'd just be like, man, being down there, like that's really putting yourself in the arena and really putting everything on the line, like literally.
Have you ever seen someone die before?
No.
So I like this answer because here's why. Let's say you go and you get front row seats. You and me are there hanging out. Let's go to this thing. Gong gets hit. 12 people start fighting. Someone gets decapitated right in front of us with an axe. What do you speculate your response to that moment would be?
Holy. I'm dropping the
We're enough time in. You can say fuck.
Oh, I'm holy fuck. If I got a Busch Light in my hand or some type of beer, it's probably gonna be getting dropped. I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna be speechless.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I don't know how I would react to that. I'd be like, all right, looks like we're here. It's getting started.
Yeah. I do wonder. So let's say the stadium gets filled up, because I think it would. I think we could
100%.
We could find 100,000 people that would attend this thing. I wonder, out of those 100,000, how many of them just start puking, whether it's because of the blood, the ethics of it. I was talking about this with someone else. Would it change your mind if you found out the 12 people fighting were criminals who were on death row versus 12 people who volunteered? Does that change your response to what you're viewing?
No, I don't think it is. It's still human life at the end of the day. I still think it's human life. And so whether or not they're a criminal for murder or if they're just a volunteer, I'm still going, holy shit, what did I just see?
Yeah.
What did I just see?
Yeah.
How would you react?
I don't think I'd be one of the pukers.
Yeah.
I've seen having a family who, with a couple people in medicine, I've seen, or talked about a lot. I don't get squirmish at a lot of stuff. When I've seen like horror movies, stuff like blood, it doesn't faze me. I think the human body is sort of fascinating because we watch these movies about like aliens who self-heal, or even like superheroes. Do we not do that? If you accidentally dropped a glass and you're cleaning it up and you cut your finger, I mean, that, blood comes out, and then magically within a week, all the cells come back together and they reform, and before you know it, your hand is perfect again. So I think I would be one of the, I think you have the third of the crowd that's puking, right, at the first death. And then my camp, my people, we'd be the third that go, yeah, let's go.
You just scream and oh man. I maybe would join in after the third or fourth beheading, but I think I'd have to get over the first couple.
Yeah.
100%. That's hilarious though. I could totally see you just being like the little Viking over in the corner, just, hell yeah, baby, let's fucking go.
I think it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So that's when I heard, me and some friends went through this whole deck of cards over dinner a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And when this one came up, I think I'd have to go back to Roman times, man. If you could time travel anywhere and you have to pick one, there's a part of me, I'm not a Christian, but there's a part of me where it's like, was Jesus real?
Yeah.
Maybe I'd go kick it with Homeboy for 24 hours.
100%.
Would I want to go see a gladiator battle? Jesus, gladiator battle. Like, I think I could go to Rome and go to the gladiator. Or maybe there were gladiator battles when Jesus was there, and we could go to one together.
100%. And actually, that's a really good question, an answer too, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I'm really fascinated with like the pyramids, and it's like, did the aliens make pyramids, or because like
Yes.
it's a very valid question, because it's like we talk about those 10,000-pound boulders that are piece by piece, and you can't even put a piece of paper in between one. Humans made that? Like,
Yeah.
You telling me humans really made that, and we don't even know how they're done today? So, yeah, I guess I could have had a couple different better answers in terms of what era I'd want to go back to, but that's a good one.
Your baseball mind was
Yeah,
activated.
of course, it was,
That's
it
where
was.
it naturally went.
I was like, let's go here.
I do think people may not like what I'm about to say, but I went to New York recently, and when I was there, beautiful city. Have you ever flown into New York?
I've never been to New York.
You should go sometime.
Yeah, it's on the hit list.
I would, dude, never been happier to be in a window seat and just being able to see it and the buildings and Times Square and Little Italy, like all of it was just really cool.
Yeah.
And I was thinking while I was there, why don't we build cool shit anymore?
It's a good question.
Like, I don't know if anyone's building new pyramids in Egypt. Have you
Right.
heard of any?
None.
Under development
Hell
at the moment?
no. It's all the minimalistic bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
what it is.
It's sort of sad.
Yeah, it is.
Like, there's some okay looking buildings. Like Austin Public Library. You ever been there? The downtown
I
one?
have been, yeah. Very cool looking, but
Cool building, not a pyramid.
definitely not. And actually, that's a good point you bring up, because I'm a Christian. I go to church, and I try to always develop my relationship with God. And one thing that I have realized is, you think about the art, like back in the day, the Catholics, like the Vatican, all these buildings. You go see like a Catholic church, gorgeous, beautiful.
Yes.
But now we go to the new age, like Christian churches, and you're in an auditorium. You got a bunch of speakers everywhere. There's projectors everywhere, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It takes the art away from. Obviously, you can worship and go and just really dive deep into the gospel wherever you're at. It does not matter. But you think about the art factor. It's like, look at a Catholic church over in Rome.
Yeah.
How just the detail, how beautiful it is. And then you go to some place, like, I'm not going to hate on it. I love Red Rocks. But, like, you go to Red Rocks compared to the Vatican.
Right.
It's like, what? They're just totally two different scales there. And so I agree with you. Like, we got to start building some cool shit again.
Yeah, some of you architect majors that are listening, that's your assignment from your host.
Get on
I'll
that.
keep producing episodes if you start building some cool
Hell
shit.
yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, let's get into this thing. Who are you?
Man, I'm a man of many things. I am a young 23-year-old who loves business. I love sales, and I love good vibes, most importantly. I love making people smile. I love living life to the fullest the way I want to live it, and I'm not going to let anybody tell me how to live my life. That's who I am. I'm somebody who, I could say I'm a free spirit, but I'm somebody who wants to make a difference in the world. I want to put a smile on somebody's face every single day, and I believe that my job is to continue trying to be the best person I can be every single day, to inspire and motivate other people to be the best they can be every single day. That's who I am.
Let me ask you a question that might sound silly, but I'm curious. You could do anything with your life.
Oh, yeah.
You could go and try to maximize profits. It could be career. Why do you care? Why do you want to put a smile on people's face? Where does that come from? Or what do you get out of it? Why do you care? Let's start there.
I mean, I think the reason why I care and have so much empathy for other people is just because, I came from a really good upbringing. So I was blessed to have great parents, and they took care of me. And while I do believe my wants and needs are very important too, I'm not going to obviously just care only about other people and never care about what I want in life. I think life is too short. Like, obviously money is awesome, but money can only solve money problems. And my big thing is, I'm like a big reputation guy. Like I want my reputation to be, hey, he gets to business, but also he's a great person. What are you going to say behind my back? That I'm an asshole? That I'm stuck up? No, I want people to be like, hey, that's a solid motherfucker right there. Noah Susong, that's a dope dude. I would go to a party with that guy. I would sit down and have coffee with that guy rather than, that guy makes a lot of money, but he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't really care to be in a room with that person. Like, that's why I like it, because, I love meeting new people. I think everyone has a story. Everyone has something they're born with that they're special. Some people don't ever realize that, and it's sad. They die into their grave. They don't ever really tap into who they are. But that's why I do what I do, because I want to be me no matter what, no matter who I'm with, no matter who I'm around, no matter where I'm at. And I want people to be the same. We live in a society now where it's like everyone has to put a label on somebody, but it's like you should put the label on yourself. Who are you? What do you want to do? Doesn't matter what, because like my parents allowed me to go do what I wanted to do. They're like, I'm going to support you no matter what. And I think we need more of that. We need more people to just say, hey, go live your life. At the end of the day, we're going to die.
Yeah.
We're going to die. We might not get beheaded in a coliseum.
I wouldn't mind going that way.
It'd be quick.
If I was 75, I might volunteer.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
Most definitely. I mean, if you're 75, unless you're living right, you're living right, it's like, all right, we're going to stay around here for a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. Like, can you take money with you? Fuck no. What's on your gravestone? It says beloved father, son, husband, whatever it says. It doesn't say your net worth. It never puts how much money you made. Now, I believe being able to maximize that is very important, but I think like just who you are as a person, your reputation, and what you can offer to people is so much more than just what's in your bank account.
Who knows you better than anyone else on this planet?
My mama.
What's her name?
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
Let's say I called Mary.
Okay.
And I said, hey, my name's David. I could get a quick minute of your time. I'm interviewing your son. I'm not interviewing. I'm having a conversation with your son today. We're going to hang out, shoot the shit, and record the whole thing. Tell me about him. Who is Noah? And I asked her that same question. How do you think she would respond?
Oh my gosh, I know how she responds. She's gonna say, "Get ready to spread some good vibes." I'm serious.
How much you paying her?
I'm serious though.
I'm kidding.
It's so funny though. Like that's what it is.
It reverberates that phrase and that mentality so much that everyone knows you truly as that guy. Actually, because you mentioned it was sort of just. Let's go into that story a little bit.
Yeah.
So tell us how does one become the good vibes guy?
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I first got to college, so like I'd always been, I don't want to say like the popular guy in school, but like, I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of people who just respected me because I was the guy, like when I was a senior, like if I saw a freshman in the hallway, I'd dap him up. What's up, man? How you doing? Like I wouldn't even know these people. And you just hear cool little stories. Just like, my grandparents would go to the grocery store and they'd be like, where do you go to school at? And they'd be like, oh, I'm a freshman at West High. That's where I went to high school at in Iowa. And they'd be like, oh, do you know my grandson Noah Susong? And they're like, he's such a nice guy, like, et cetera. And I don't say that to be prideful, but it's like, I just wanted to put my name out there and be a good person in everybody's eyes. And so how the good vibes guy came to be and how you can kind of tap into that too is when I first got to college, I went from like big ego. I was the shit in high school. I was varsity sports, everything. And I'm like, sweet, I'm going to play college baseball. And when you're an athlete, you got to have kind of that little ego. You're like, I'm the shit. I'm him. I got humbled quick because like these dudes were as good as me and a lot of them were better than me. And I was like, damn, like, I fucked up a couple times, base running and stuff. My coach got on my ass and I'm like, all right, this is real. This is for real. And for the first couple weeks, I just was very timid and people were like, who is this guy? Like they're kind of assholes to me. They're kind of feeling out what freshmen are cool, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And I was like telling my dad, I'm like, dude, this sucks, man. Like this is way different than what I'm used to. I was just an 18-year-old kid just getting uncomfortable. I'd never been in a new place, just moved. And so he's like, just stick it out, dog. He's like, just be you. Just be you, who you've always been. And I was like, you're right. I'm not being myself right now. I need to just be myself. And so I really just started operating from this mindset. I would just tweet all the time, like, spread good vibes only. I started this little mantra in the weight room with one of my teammates. We called it good vibes. We were just like, good vibes. We'd start screaming good vibes. And then all of a sudden people started like catching on. They're like, yo, are you spreading good vibes today? How are the, how are the vibes today? And like, they'd always come up to me and I'm like, damn, like, let's vibe, dog. Like, let's do it. Like, I go to parties and like, you know, we'd be drinking. I'd just be like, hey, we just spreading good vibes. Like, just chill. And so it's like people started recognizing this, and they were like, throughout campus, people were like, hey, you're the good vibes guy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, this is dope. I love that. And like, so then fast forward, people are just like, dude, I started making content on it and started posting videos, because you see everybody trying to post videos. So I'm like, let me just join in and like, let me just be an authentic person and be me and tell people to enjoy their life. And so like, I just started making kind of motivational videos, and people are like, dude, you are the good vibes guy. Like, that's you. That's what you embody. And because I just show up to everything that I do with no care in the world. If I'm surrounded by 50 people, I'm going to show up there with a fat ass smile on my face. And if I know somebody, I'm like, what up, dog? And I'm going to meet everybody else. If I don't know anybody, I'm going up to the first person, I'm dapping them up and be like, yo, I'm Noah. Nice to meet you. I'm starting a conversation. And then it just starts to fire off like that, because I want to be walking into a room with confidence, conviction in who I am, because I know exactly who I am. And so when you walk into a room like that and people can feel that energy, it just makes everybody else smile. They're like, this person's cool. Yeah. You've been in a room where you walk in or someone walks in and you're like, who the fuck is this person? Like, seriously, I know you, like, everybody's been there. And then it's like, or if you go to a party and it's like that awkward person in the corner that's like, hey man, you good? Like, you know, you need a drink or something? It's like, nah, like, you know, they're not out there. And it's like, just be you. Yeah. Just be you. I can get it. Like, everyone's different. It can be nervous and stuff, but it's like, who cares? When you detach from what people think and you just be you, people are drawn to that. People are so drawn to that. And so that's a very long-winded answer, and there's a lot that goes into that in terms of like variables. But I think what happened was I was just like, I'm just going to be me 100% of the time. What you see here is what you're getting, dude. There's no play. There's no fucking fakeness about it. It is me. I'm going to treat every single person the exact same, whether you're gay, trans, straight, black, white, brown, yellow, whatever. It does not matter. We're all humans, and I'm gonna just be me. And like, that's when you let your authenticity shine, that's where you almost get put into that box, like, this person's this. And so that's what I was. They were like, you're the good vibes guy, you make me feel good. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like to hear.
Dude, I love that story, and that was a great long-winded answer. One thing I wasn't expecting when I started the podcast is I had no idea who would listen, or even that anyone would listen.
Right.
You know, I think whenever we start down a new venture, it's natural to have some doubt. I heard this quote, though, that I really like, that says, the smaller the doubt, the smaller the awakening. The bigger the doubt, the bigger the awakening. No doubt, no awakening.
Yo. And
I was like, I like that perspective, because it makes me feel better about my own doubt that I have sometimes. Anyways, huge teenage audience. And at one of the golds in town that's right in between, I think, a couple of different high schools. There's a ton of guys there that know me as the podcast guy.
Hell yeah.
And even just this last May, I got invited to a couple of their graduations. And so I went, and dude, it just felt, it was almost like a badge of honor to be like, who'd they invite? They invited their immediate family and David.
That's dope.
Like, that's so cool that they love the guests and the podcast and just the mission we're trying to accomplish so much.
That's so cool.
They invite me to stuff like their graduation. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to your graduation.
Well, see, that's just you being
so
authentic.
Cool.
You love what you do, and you just do it, and you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. Even if you don't have 5 million people watching, you never know who's watching. And I always say, even if it's one person that you can make feel better, in terms of, if you, let's say someone wants to go commit suicide and you have no idea. We never know. People are fighting battles all the time. And if you were to simply just be like, hey man, I like your shirt, or just give them a compliment, that could change their entire life.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It could change their entire life, and you would have no idea. And so that's cool. You're just being authentic and being you.
Yeah. I think we all just, we all like to be seen. We all like to be acknowledged.
Of course.
You
absolutely.
know, it's
It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think one of the highest is like the need to belong, belong to something. And so you think of all these brands, you think of all these run clubs, all these events and shit that we got out through, not just Austin, but the world in general.
Yeah.
You could almost call them cults because, and it's, but here's the thing, like, you hear the word cult and everybody thinks of like really bad things, but it's like Nike's a cult.
Right.
These big brands, Gold's Gym is a cult. Like, people be like, I go to Gold's Gym or Lift ATX. That's a cult. It's like, you got the Lift ATX people. And so it's just people who have a very big, like, wanting to be a part of something. I think that's what a cult is, when they're following a mission and people come together. It's a group of people belonging to one thing and identifying with that.
Yeah. Let's go back even further in time. Where were you born?
I was born in Waterloo, Iowa.
Small town?
Mid. It's like 80,000 people.
That's a good sized town.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
What's growing up in Waterloo, Iowa like?
Oh, man. If anybody watching this is from Iowa, you guys know Waterloo. Waterloo has two sides to it. One, it's got the real crime-ridden side. It's very like, oh yeah, no, they call it like mini Chicago sometimes. And so it's so funny. If you're from Iowa and you tell somebody like you're from Waterloo, you get the, every time.
Oh no!
Every time. It is
no.
so funny. Like, I remember being in college at Iowa City, at the University of Iowa, and I would tell girls like I'm from Waterloo, and they'd be like, you're from Waterloo, like, oh, and I'm like, what you mean? So like I started telling people I'm from Iowa City, because it's like Waterloo has a very, it's got some deep history to it, and it's like it's very crime ridden, but there's also very good people who really care about the town and truly like represent the 319. So area code, by the way, if anybody picked that up. But yeah, like Waterloo is dope. Waterloo, I'll never go back, and I don't mean that in a way of, you know, I don't like it. I've just outgrown it. But it was great growing up there. And I think the reason I'm so blessed to come from Waterloo is the diversity it had. It had so many different people. We didn't just have white people. We had African Americans. We had Bosnians. We had Mexicans. We had every single race. And so I got to grow up around that and see different cultures and be around all of that. And so that really helped me out, just kind of maneuver and understand how different people operate. And that really, I feel like that allowed me to like really flourish within life too, just coming from a very diverse town. Because I had teammates who were from real small town country boys, and it's like, you know, they only know Cowboys or Hicks. And so like they go see a group of other people, they're like, what is going on? And I'm like, this what happens, man. Welcome to the real world, baby.
Yeah.
Like, this is it, man. So yeah, I grew up in Waterloo.
How long did you stay there until you left for college?
I moved out when I was 18, when I went to college.
Right at 18. Yeah, I
Yep.
did the same thing.
Yeah.
When did you start playing ball?
Oh, man. When I was like 5, real young. I got a funny story about when I first started too,
let's hear it.
because I'm weird. So like I'm a lefty. I throw lefty.
I'm weird.
No, for real, it is weird. So like I throw lefty, but I bat righty. And so most people, if you throw lefty, you're going to bat lefty. Okay. Your dominant hand's going to be on top, but my dominant hand was on the bottom. And like some people, if it's opposite, like a lot more people, especially in the MLB, throw righty and bat lefty. But like I was like Ricky Henderson. Okay. I threw lefty, batted righty. And so when I was a little kid, my dad thought I was a right-handed thrower. And so he got me a right-handed glove. And my dad was a really good ball player. My brother was pretty good. And so I'm this little toddler playing t-ball, and I'm trying to play catch with my dad. I can't catch the ball for shit. And then he's like, well, throw it back to me. And it's going everywhere. And he's like, you know, at first he's like, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is my kid just have 2 left feet? Like, what is wrong with this kid? And he's like, you don't throw righty. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just a little kid. I don't know anything. And he's like, I need to get you a new glove. He's like, try and throw lefty. And so like I threw lefty, and it was way better. Everything changed. And he was like, damn, you're a lefty. Like nobody in my family is a lefty throwing except for me. And so he's like, he didn't know, but it was just so funny because he was like, I could tell I was bullshit with him because I was like, you thought I was going to be just ass at every sport after seeing that. You're like, oh, what the hell happened? Yeah. One of those. So no, it was funny, but yeah. I started playing ball when I was real young. Played pretty much every sport. I love sports. been an athlete my whole life, just kind of grew up around it. My family's a big baseball family, and yeah, that's kind of my story with baseball. Just started when I was 5 pretty much.
Did you like it, or did you feel some pressure to play ball since it was in the family?
No, I loved it.
Good.
I loved it because like I was a kid. I played video games and stuff as a kid, but I was always outside, always doing something. You know, if I was riding my bike with my friends, playing kickball, playing baseball, throwing around the football. We would play a little Smear the Queer when we were kids too. So
that game?
You ever heard of that?
I've probably played it, but maybe I didn't know that was what it was called.
Yeah. Let's be a little bit more socially aware with that word. But that's
not finding the local gay kid.
Yeah. No, but that's like what the game was called. Okay, it wasn't to be mean to anybody, but like any kid who had like the football, you're gonna go smear him, you're gonna go tackle him, and so like you would throw it to somebody else, say catch it, Smear the Queer, like go tackle him, and so like that's what little kids did, and like that's what I would do. I was always outside playing, little shithead games like that.
Hell yeah, dude! Me and my friends were all outside too.
That's
we
awesome.
didn't have the internet.
Did
not exist. There was no
Absolutely.
World Wide Web, so that's all we knew. During the day we were playing basketball, we were playing laser tag, we were hanging out, bike riding, going to McDonald's to get some McFlurries, and then once the sun went down, we'd start doorbell ditching our neighbors. And during Christmas time, we'd go reindeer stacking, where you take the fake reindeers and you put them in sexual positions, and then you run off. And we were mini terrors, but that's what we did, dude. I loved being a 90s baby. And it sounds like even though you're a little bit younger than I am, you accomplished the same thing. You had a good childhood. You spent time outside, as we should.
Yeah, I believe like that's what we're missing a lot nowadays is kids don't get outside. Like you talked about ding dong ditching, and like me and my buddies had a code word, DDD. And we'd be like, you want to go DDD today? And that meant we're going to go ding dong ditch.
Yep.
And we were like, let's run the fucking neighborhood. And we were kind of shitheads though, because like we would like piss on doorsteps and then ring the doorbell and run. Like we were those type of kids.
We didn't take it that far.
Dude, like I remember we had this old lady down the street, and like my brother and our neighbors who lived behind us, we would like piss on this old woman's doorstep all the time and ring the doorbell. And it's so mean, but we're just being kids, just shitheads, dude. Yeah. And it's like, we didn't know any better, but oh my gosh, we tore the town up when it
was fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. Cause we had this little like triangle little grass patch at in the intersection of our streets, and we're like, hey, let's meet at the triangle today. We're gonna plan out our day. We'd ride our bikes there. We'd be like, all right, we're hitting this street today, and we're gonna we got the bushes over here, we know where to park our bikes, let's go. We're running up the entire town here.
You guys ever do any kind of like Nerf gun wars, paintball? Were you ever into laser tag,
Airsoft.
anything like that?
Airsoft.
Perfect.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
Yeah, baby.
We were, cause like me and my brother, we did a lot of shit together when we were kids. He's 4 years older than me.
What's his name?
Austin. So Austin, and now I'm down here in Austin, Texas. But super dope. He loved airsoft, so like I wanted to do everything my brother did. Everything. Like whatever my brother did, I wanted to do it.
Older brother?
Older brother. Oh yeah.
By 2 years?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Yep. And so like whatever he did, I wanted to do. If he was out playing baseball, I wanted to go do that. If he was gonna go ride his bike, I wanted to go do that. So had an awesome older brother, and he loved airsoft, and I was like, what the hell is this thing, man? Because like I had Nerf guns and stuff too, but him and his buddies would just shoot the shit out of those airsoft guns. And so me being me, I'm like, Mom, I want an airsoft gun too. So she had to buy me an airsoft gun, and then oh man, I just like brings back so many memories. I haven't talked about like just childhood stuff in so long, and we had fun. Like we had so much fun.
Yeah. What made him a good older brother?
A lot of things. Like obviously we had our fights and shit, but like I think he just led by example. Like me and my brother are complete 180s of each other. Complete 180s. You know, he's out in Chicago doing his thing, but like he always had that older brother love for me. Like that dude, he'd take a bullet for me. And he's like I think the beauty of it is like I've always looked up to him, but you know, I'm a little bit more out there. He's a little bit more reserved. And like one of the beauties is it took him like he would he would tell me he loves me, but like, you know, he's told me now as we got older, he's like, I'm just so proud of you. And it's like, that shit makes me tear up, because it's like, dude, I loved you, man. Like, I looked up to you and everything. And so I think, to give you the answer though, what made him a good brother is he just led by example. He was a good older brother. Like, he would always look out for me. He would always include me in things. Like, sometimes if he was with his buddies, he'd be like, hey, you got to go home. But like, he would always try to include me.
Yeah.
And he would never kick me out. And so it was like, sweet, you know, if Austin's coming, Noah's coming too. And he included me with his friends, which was awesome, because then they became my friends, even though they were older than me.
That's cool, man. My brother, sorry, brother, I know you listen to this podcast. He didn't like me hanging out with his friends as much.
No?
I thought they were all so cool, and sometimes they would tolerate me and let me hang around for a little bit, but typically they didn't want little David around.
Hey, that's
So-
how it is sometimes, though, man. Older brothers, dude, I'm telling you. And you don't understand it until you get older, but you're like, man, you're a fucking asshole. But it's like, sometimes I've never been an older brother, but I'm sure if you had a younger brother, it's like, dude, get this annoying little dude away from me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I always wanted a little brother, and after me, my mom had 3 miscarriages, and
Wow.
then she got two more kids out, and they both ended up being girls. So I am an older sibling.
Okay.
But I always thought it would just be so cool to have a little brother run around with.
100%.
And it never happened,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean, now I got all the teens, I guess, that watch the podcast.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in a way, maybe I got, something there.
Yeah, you got your little bros now.
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. You mentioned you were a Christian.
Yeah.
Were you raised Christian?
We went to a Presbyterian, we went to a Presbyterian church, but I didn't really grow up in the church. My parents believe in God, but like, it was more the occasional holiday stuff, Christmas, Thanksgiving, we're going to go to the church services. On Easter, we're going to go to the church services, but we weren't like really devout and super like every day where, you don't do any of this, et cetera, et cetera. And I totally get it. Like, to some people, it's like, well, your parents didn't raise you right then if you're a Christian. Like, but I think there's two sides of the argument every single time. I've kind of tapped a lot more into my faith now than when I was younger. But no, I didn't grow up Christian in terms of like in the church.
It's funny that people would say that to make a judgment on any family of like, oh, you didn't go to church, therefore we're going to assume this about you. Or the opposite of like, oh, you did go to church, so therefore I'm going to make these set of assumptions about you.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Why do you think your faith has become more important to you over the last... Was there a moment that you wanted to start getting more serious about your relationship with
Yeah, that's a
God?
really good question. I had like... I've never... Because like, here's the thing. I've been so like... I believe you need to believe in something higher than yourself to keep you going, to keep you persevering through life, no matter what it is. And so I had like a really, I've like, when I was in college, I felt head over heels for a girl. I had a girlfriend, and I was like infatuated with this woman, which is probably not good, because like I honestly put her as like more of an emotional center for me than just like just being my partner. And so I got cheated on, and I won't say names or anything, but I got cheated on. And
First
so,
and last name, please.
Right. Hey,
I'm kidding.
throw the social
we're
out
not
there
doing
too.
that.
No, for sure. I wouldn't do that to her either. Like, I hope her all the best. But what really changed was I was like doing a lot of shit in college, like any college kid. You'd have the hookups, you party, you do your thing, and so I always felt this like void. I always felt this void of like, what am I missing in life? In terms of just like peace. So then ended up getting a girlfriend, very ungodly relationship, and then got cheated on. And this like turned my whole world upside down. If anyone's ever been cheated on, you guys know, like it doesn't feel good.
It sucks.
It sucks really bad. And so I went through a really, really hard time mentally with that. And it was super cool though, because I had never like been super committed to going to church, super committed to reading the Bible or anything like that until I worked at a job in college, and it was a moving company for the university. And I worked with atheists who were like just pure atheists, did not believe in a thing. And then I worked with really just devoted Christians. So it was complete 180, two extremes. And these Christians were always like, Noah, you should come to SALT. It's a college ministry group. I think they're throughout the Midwest. I don't know if they're down here in Texas or anything, but they're a college ministry group. And in Iowa City, they had a group. They're like, you should come. It's every Thursday night. Just try it out. See what you think. We worship. We go over a sermon for about 40 minutes, then we worship some more, and we get out of there. And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to come. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. Like, and that's where my head was at the time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me give it a shot, because one of my other buddies hadn't been there, and he's like, let's just go. Let's do it. And so I went, and it felt really good to go. I was like, man, this is dope. Like, seeing these people and how committed they are to their faith and what they believe in more than themselves, I think that is what kind of sparked that interest. So then I started going to Bible studies. I started reading the Bible more, tapping more into praying and just building my relationship with God in the background, because I think church is very important, but the most important thing is your relationship with God. And I'm not the most competent Christian. You know, I can't sit here and recite every Bible verse in the Bible for you, but I've definitely made a lot of strides in terms of my religion the past couple of years, for sure, just because of kind of the hardship I faced with just relationships and thinking about myself and like, how can I become a better person, and through God and just believing in something bigger than myself has really helped me persevere through tough times. But also I've had a lot of dope things happen to me. So I'm like, this isn't me. This has to be from somebody else. Especially you think of things that just like, they line up perfect. You've had things in your life, I'm sure. I don't know if you are a Christian or believe in God, but like, I've just had so many things in my life line up perfectly. I'm like, that's God. That's God, man. So that's kind of how I grew my faith a little more.
Who is God to you?
He's everything. I think God is everything. I think God is the creator of the world. And I also think God he has a hand in everything. God to me is, you can't even, I'm speechless about it, because like, you can't put it into words. It's otherworldly, in my opinion. I don't think you can depict an image of God. Now, Jesus, you can have that image of God from Jesus, but in terms of God, he's extraterrestrial almost. Like, you can't depict that. He's everything. He has a perfect plan, and that's what I believe in. So I just think he's otherworldly, and he's indescribable in some ways.
What color is this table?
That's black.
Do you believe that?
I believe it's black, but some people might not.
And you have zero doubts that table is black?
100%. 100%. Unless I'm colorblind, but in my opinion, in my belief, that's a black table.
Is God real?
I believe so.
How much do you believe that?
100%.
As much as the fact that table is
black? The
black?
fact that table is black, I believe 100% that God is real.
How do you find that kind of faith?
Oh, that's a good question. I think you just have to be open to it. You got to be willing. You got to open your heart to it. Because, like, you know, you could sit here and say that table's blue, and some people won't believe it, and that's how the same thing is with God. Like, I believe in God. It's like, I don't believe in God. But I think it's just, it's all on you. It's opening your heart to it. Because I believe in God, because that's what I want to believe in. Because I would rather believe in, here's how I look at it. I would rather believe in God and then die and find out that it was fake, rather than never believe in God and I die and I find out it's real. I would rather believe in something, because not only does it keep me going, but it just keeps me focused, and it keeps me pushing towards something else. Because it's like, if you think about it, I would rather just be like, hey, I'm working towards something bigger than just what's even in this world. When I die, I want to send something to somewhere better, rather than be like, well, if I don't believe in anything, nothing, and at the end of the day, nothing else does matter truly in this world, because you are going to die. But I'd rather believe in something and be like, hey, I'm working towards something bigger than myself, rather than just keep it all here. So I don't know if that's a good way to answer that, but I've never really been hit with that question, and it was a good one.
What do you think happens after we die?
I believe we go to heaven. I believe we go to some depiction of heaven, in my opinion. I believe we go to, or hell. You know, as a Christian, you got to believe in that. If you know, it's either hell or heaven. Some people might believe it's just a black hole or just darkness forever. That could be hell in a way. I don't know, but I believe that we ascend, our souls ascend to somewhere else. That's what I believe. And I respect your beliefs. I respect anybody's belief, but I know my beliefs and what I believe in.
I think isn't it I don't want to say this
Say
because
it.
I know I'm gonna just. I don't. I want to word it respectfully. Is it Buddhism? Is that how you say it? Buddhists? There it is.
Buddhism.
Yeah, Buddhism. They're the religion that believes that
Reincarnation.
reincarnation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where you come back as another person
Yeah.
and you're sort of supposed to figure out, take the wrongs or the missteps from the previous life.
Yeah.
And that's always been a really interesting concept to me. I've had some other people. There is one person on the show who believes that we're living multiple lives at the same time. So she thinks that she has like 3 other Hannahs essentially that are out there right now,
Yeah.
all living at the same time. I thought that was really interesting. I want you to know I'm asking because I'm curious.
Of course.
About something that I was raised in and believed for 22 years,
Okay.
give or take, and walked away from because it was better for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
What sparked that for you to walk away?
It was a couple of things. So I'm trying to remember the 3 events that all happened when I was 21. I think it's like my grandparents died, my parents divorced, my church split up, and yeah,
More
take
neck.
take one
More-
of those
more
ends.
neck.
I mean, it's only a 3, so I'm not really sure what kind of man I'm sitting. No, I'm just,
All right,
I'm
fuck
just
it, fuck
kidding.
Fuck it. Let me get one of these in here. Cinnamon. Can I have a cinnamon?
Yeah,
Appreciate you, man.
yeah.
Look at me. I didn't even ask until I picked it up.
I think that might be coffee actually. Did I put
Is
a
it coffee?
cinnamon lid on a coffee?
Oh, there's one left in here.
Take
I
it.
can't- No, I can't
Take
do
it.
that. I
Take
can't do
it.
that.
Why not?
All right.
It's just
I-
as in.
I
It's not like
appreciate
you're
it.
taking my
Well,
dog or
I know, but
something I can't
I've
replace.
Always, I know. I've always been that. I'm like, oh, the last one, can't do it, man. Can't do
Yeah.
it to you.
I would say though the biggest reason is that when I came out of the closet, a lot of my friends who I was with at the time had very big problems with that, and I had some really nasty things said to me. So I went
Okay.
church hopping for about 2 years, and tried to find another church that I felt like I could be myself at.
Okay.
And I just couldn't find that, man. So then I
I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
It's okay. Well, thank you for that. So for me, it was more so, I was 24 now, and I was like, I've been in this one religion my entire life.
Yeah.
And I've never questioned it. I've never asked, what else is out there? What do other religions believe? What do other cults believe? What do I believe? Do I believe in God? Do I believe in heaven or hell? I've always just sort of taken it for granted. So I guess that you could say that even up into this day, 12 years later at 37 years old, me and Tyler, one thing I love about him is we have conversations about stuff like life after death, and we'll be up till 2 a.m. sitting around a fire pit, agreeing, disagreeing, speculating,
Yeah.
because we don't know.
Yeah.
Tyler's thinking about going back to church right now. Or actually, I don't think he's ever gone to church, but he's thinking about starting to go himself, just because he's
Yeah.
like, I've never really looked into Christianity, and I want some sort of North Star in my life.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's really good. I think people need to do that more often rather than, because people will grow up in it and they'll just do it their entire life and they won't question it. But I think you need to have those questions. I've questioned God plenty of times. I think any Christian, any person who's not a Christian either, has questioned everything. I think you need to be curious and not believe every single thing you hear and do your own due diligence.
Yeah.
And how does your heart feel? Like you knew somewhere in your heart, you're like, this does not feel right for me. This doesn't feel right for me. Are you happier now too that you've...
yes.
Exactly. Like, I truly believe that as well. Like, if you find true happiness in one thing, just go with that then. Because, like, that's all we're here on this earth for, to do, is to be happy, to enjoy our lives. Like, why the fuck would you live a life that you hate when you get one? There's so many people who hate their lives. So many people who are like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I'm with the wrong woman, I'm with the wrong man, or whatever it is. And it's like, why? Why? It's the same thing like for you, like, why do I believe in this? Because my parents said so? Then if that's the case, you need to go do some thinking. You're a man. Or even if women are watching this, like, if you don't believe in something, go find it yourself then.
Yeah.
And if you truly do believe in it down the road, your reality might change and you might come back to it if that's part of the plan. But at the same time, it's like, you need to go question what you truly believe in. Who are you? What do you believe in? And what are your values? So I can respect the hell out of you for that, and I commend you for that, because some people They don't question it. They take everything they hear from somebody else as gold and concrete truth, which, yes, there's facts, but then in my opinion, truth is different. There's facts that are like, you know, water, I guess you could say water's wet, but like water hydrates you, okay? Water hydrates you. That's a fact. But it's like, if you hear God is real, well, how do you know? Well, that's what I believe in. Well, that's not a fact then. That's a belief. And so it's like, if you didn't believe in that, then don't believe in it. If you truly don't, go find out what you believe in.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Would you say, and I'm not trying to like harp on dark topics or anything, but I have to ask, outside of the breakup with the girl in college that you had referenced, what has been one of the biggest curveballs that you've navigated in your life? And if that's the one, that can totally be your answer. I like to ask the question of everyone.
Yeah. That was a curveball, but I had a really big curveball when my senior year of high school, middle of the season of baseball season, I was hot, man. I was batting like 500. I was like hitting really well. I was third team All-State the year before. So like my one goal was like, yo, I'm going to be an first team All-State. Like I'm going to be the best center fielder in all of Iowa. And it was like the 20th game we were playing. And I remember we played at this turf field, and I remember this like it was yesterday, man. I was hot, dude. It was like I was like 2 for 3 on the day. So I just stolen a base. I just stolen second base. And I realized, like, damn, this turf is slippery. Like, you're sliding fast. And what's funny is how this whole thing happened is I stole second base, and I was pretty fast. So, like, I slid so fast over the bag, I actually slid off of it and put my foot back on. But the second baseman held the ball there, and I was out, but the ump called me safe because he saw me put my foot back. And the dude was like, "You're fucking out." And I'm like, "Bitch, I was safe." Like, you know, I was arguing. I was like, no. Foot was on. So then he was bitching at me this second baseman. I was like, "Fuck you. I'm stealing third then." So next pitch, I stole third. And I should have realized, dude, you slid really fast on that bag. You need to slide earlier, because I never slid feet first. I always dove, okay? I always was the guy. I'm getting dirty as shit. I'm diving in. And I remember, vivid as day, I'm diving into third base, and I slid late again. And I just look at my finger, and it jammed against the bag. And I remember seeing my fingernail, literally, like, my finger just, like, retracted into my knuckle. And it just split my finger right in half, dude. My bone just went that way.
The bone was exposed?
Oh, all out.
Do you have a picture of this?
I do have a picture of it.
Dude, can I see that? This is what I'm telling you. I think it's fascinating.
Like,
let's fucking see the finger, dog.
I hadn't committed to college yet or anything like that. And so I saw my finger snap, and my bone came out of my finger. My finger is squirting blood.
Fuck yeah.
I got it all over my hand. And I got called safe, and I literally stood up. I didn't even call time. I was like so pissed. I stood up, took my helmet off, and I just fucking threw it up. And I was like, "Coach, I just broke my finger." And he literally, my coach was so dope. He literally goes, "I know you did." Like, he saw it. He was like, "I know you did." And so, like, I went to the hospital, and thankfully, it was dislocated. But here's a picture of it. So there's my finger right there. Oh. And I'll show you the x-ray of it. Look at this. It snapped right in half.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know if the camera can see that, but
put it up to this one.
Look at that.
There it is.
Look at that. So my finger snapped right in half, and that was mid-season. I hadn't committed to a college yet, and there was a scout at that game, and I was like, "It's done." I'm like, my career is done. I thought my finger was screwed because this was my throwing hand, and I was like, I haven't even committed to a college yet, and I'm a young kid, so I'm just thinking, like, I'm fucked. Like, this is over. And so that was a really, like, big moment, because see, thankfully, God bless, I'd never been injured in any, like, I played varsity football all 4 years. I was smashing dudes. Never got a concussion. My brother had
not a single one.
None. My brother had tons of concussions as a lineman. I never had a concussion.
I was gonna say, statistically, that almost seems impossible.
Maybe I did, but like, it never messed me up.
Good.
I had nicks, bumps and bruises and nicks and everything on me, but like, never had like major injuries, never busted my knees, never broke anything. So I was like, this was the first time I was like, I actually was out, you know, instead of, there's a difference between hurt and injured. I'd been hurt all the time, but it's like, you're going to play. But I was like, I'm fucking injured, dude. Like, I can't play. And so it was like a month of just rehab, rehabilitation. I had to learn how to throw again, because the problem with it was, it wasn't the bone itself, but it was the nerve damage it did, because it just destroyed all my tissues and everything in my finger. And while it seems like, dude, it's just a finger, but it's like your hands have the most nerves in your entire body, I'm pretty sure, in terms of like just nerve ways. And I remember like I'd be taking a shit, trying to wipe my ass, and my finger would just like, the nerves would just like fire off, and it was like a fireball in my finger, like knives just slashing through my finger. And I'm like, I tried to throw, couldn't throw. I remember it was like 3 weeks later, my coach was like, all right, I had my brace on, so I was swinging like this the rest of the season. And I remember trying to I swung a bat one day, and I just did this. I did slowly like this, and I literally dropped the bat because my finger just hurt so bad. And I was like, I can't swing. And I was like, my season's done. But then the body's amazing. It heals quickly. It's like 2.5, 3 weeks later, got my stitches out. And then the doctor was like, you're cleared to play. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And so, I ended up finishing out the season and ended up going and walking on to a community college. But, you know, I wouldn't have had it any other way. But that was a big curveball in my life.
Yeah.
That was hard mentally for me, for sure, because I'd never been hurt. And that was hard for me. That was hard. I was down in the dumps for a little bit of time. Well,
let me ask this first. When did you start feeling pain? Because I've heard that with some injuries, the adrenaline is going through your body so rush, you can almost look at your hand and see your bone, and you feel almost nothing.
I couldn't
and
feel
then you
a thing.
get to the hospital, or it's an hour later or whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, ow, this actually fucking hurts.
That's a great question. So I couldn't feel a thing. I remember walking through the stands, because it was so funny. I'm sitting here with my finger just destroyed, bone out and everything. We stopped the game. And I'm walking through the crowd, and I'm like, look at my finger. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just shaking my head. And the parents of my team, they're like, we're so sorry, no. And I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm literally just losing my mind. I'm like,
waving it around.
I'm like, this is great. Awesome. And thankfully my grandpa was there. My parents weren't there, because I had an open house. I had a graduation party the next day. My grad party was the next day. And so my parents were setting that up at my house in the garage. And they had to rush down. They drove an hour. My dad got there in probably 25 minutes. He drove he was going 120. He got the call, but it was so funny. They're like, get him some ice. And I'm like, my finger is fucking snapped. I'm like, what is ice going to do for my finger? My bone is sticking out. Get me ice. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But no, I didn't start feeling pain until they put the numbing shots into my finger, because they were they took the x-rays and everything. I still couldn't feel it. And they're like, your finger's not broken, or else I would have had surgery. I thought I shattered it, but it was dislocated. They just had to snap it into place. And they're like, this is going to hurt really bad. And I was like, well, numb it, because this is not going to feel good. Because they put 3 numbing shots into my finger. That hurt so bad. Imagine your nerves are all exposed, your tissue's flopping over, and they put a fucking needle in there. And that numbing stuff hurts too. And so they put 3 in there, and I'm just I'm squeezing some bed and everything.
Yeah. Get the man a baseball
And so
to hold.
10 minutes later, they're like, okay, it should be numb. We're going to snap it back. And they started pulling on it. And I was literally like, you have to numb it more, because it hurts so bad. And it was squirting blood when they were trying to snap it. And I'm like, numb it more. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, numb it more. This is terrible. They numbed it 5 more times. And so then they finally snapped it back, and it just was of blood, just. And so they finally snapped it into place. That didn't feel great. But it felt a lot better in terms of pressure, because it felt like my finger was just this the entire time.
And I think you said this, but I may have missed it. How much skin came off the finger?
No skin came up here. Thankfully, so you can still see the scar and everything.
Yeah.
So it was just flopping. It just it almost lipped over, the skin did. And oh man, it was bad. I wish I had my phone on me because I would have recorded it and been like, "What's up, y'all?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But my grandma was there. She took a picture of it, got a couple photos, but like my phone was still back in the dugout, and I was just like, I didn't care. I was crying in the car because it wasn't the pain. I was just crying because I was like, it's over. So that was a crazy story. I still remember that vividly to this day.
I have one more question for you on that story, and thank you for telling it. You reminded me real quick of this time when I was probably 15 years old.
Okay.
And I was trying to separate these 2 frozen hamburger patties with a steak knife because I was a stupid 15-year-old. And so I holding the 2 patties in my left hand, right? And this is the kitchen counter, and I have the steak knife, and I'm just like, fucking, like, who know what was going through my head?
Oh my
I don't know,
gosh.
because everyone watching on YouTube right now is like, yeah, we know exactly where this story is going.
Brother.
So I get it through the patties, and the knife comes down, and I cut this part of that little webbing in between your pointer finger and your thumb. And I remember at first just looking down and being able to see my bones, and was like, whoa, there's my bones. Yep. And I yelled at my mom. I was like, Mom, we need to go to the ER or something. I cut my hand open. And so she comes in and just sees all this blood coming out. She panics. She's running to grab her purse, her shoes, whatever else. And I'm sitting at the sink, and I have this big hole right here. So I'm filling it up with water, and then if I turned it around, all the water would fall out. And so my mom came back, and I was like, Mom, look. Turn the water on, fill it up, turn the water off, and then dump it out, and it just all this blood and water comes out. She's like, you need to stop the bleeding. I'm like, but it's so cool.
Oh my gosh. Just like, you just got an adrenaline rush right there. You're like, fuck it doesn't even hurt. Just look at how cool this is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm a crazy guy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good story.
Do you want another water, or are you still working on that one?
This is almost gone. I don't want to pause it. Can I use the restroom?
Let's use the restroom. Let's take a
Is that
quick
okay?
bathroom break and
I'm
drink
so
break.
sorry.
We can edit it out. Don't be sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, go use the bathroom.
Okay.
Go pee.
I gotta piss, and I don't want to be that guy today. Can you pause it? This is dope. I like this setup. Look at that. This is professional too, man. Put these back on. Come on. What up, peeps? This is getting me motivated to want to start a podcast, man.
All right.
First of all, I appreciate the hospitality too.
Of course.
Get me some waters and everything. I do appreciate it.
So I like both of these flavors. I think they're new. This one's lemon Italian ice. This one's spice mango. It's not that spicy.
Let's try this, man.
That one's all yours.
Hey, you know what's awesome about these too? Where am I from?
Waterloo,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go.
Come on.
Is that God right there?
It is. All right, before we get into anything else, I wanted to gift you something. I brought you a little something.
Doug, thank you so much.
Dude, of course, man. You've shown me a good hospitality, man. So I brought you a More Vibe shirt.
Yes!
Yeah, I know. I was showing David the shirt before I got here, and I had to bring a bag because I didn't want to just show up with it. I wanted to surprise you, so I got you a shirt, man.
Hell yeah!
And it's an
Thank
XL.
you so
but
much.
I saw you pull up in the cutoff. I was like, damn, he's a little bit bigger than I thought. So
I think that
you might be able to make that into a gym shirt.
Oh no, I'm not. The sleeves are not being cut off. This one. I'm gonna toss this baby on
You got to throw it on.
for the rest of the episode and see how this guy fits.
Oh,
Dude,
let's
that's
go.
perfect.
Hell yeah. There
Do
we
they
go.
Shrink it all in the washer?
A little bit. Not too much though. It's 100% cotton, so just like wash it on cold.
Okay.
Do a little bit more of an air dry rather than like super hot. But
What size are you wearing?
this is a large.
That's a
It's
large, okay.
How's it feel? How's the quality?
Dude. All right. So guys, I'm not just saying this because Noah's here. I'm honest to people. This is maybe the most comfortable shirt I have. What is it? What's it made out of?
100% cotton.
Really?
Yeah, so I made sure.
What makes it so damn comfortable? Most of my
I don't-
shirts are
I
cotton.
know,
But
I
this
don't-
one, it feels like smooth.
Yeah, it feels almost like one of those young LA shirts you would wear, and I really wanted to focus on quality with that first drop, especially with the rebrand and everything. And yeah, show 'em. Look at the background too. Show that. Good vibes only, baby. Good vibes only. And so I actually went into like the screen printing shop, and they showed me a whole tour, and I was like shaking hands, just doing some business, and I was like, hey, if I'm gonna really go in on this brand, I'm gonna make sure that I do quality over quantity, because I don't want to. I've thrown together T-shirts before that are dog shit, and it's like I want to do it right.
Yeah.
And so I want people to unbox that and be like, hey, this is real good merch. This is good apparel, and I would wear this shirt again. So 100% cotton. It's like I think it's like AS style, and I saw it, I felt it, I tried it on. I was like, this is gonna be the go-to.
I like the length. I like the color.
I like the message. I like everything
Let's go.
about it, dude.
Let's go.
It's thank you so much, man. I did not start a podcast to receive gifts. And you are maybe the 4th or 5th person that has been kind enough to bring me something.
Dude,
so
okay,
thank
sweet.
you so much.
Of course,
I appreciate that.
brother. Of course.
Let me ask you, since we're on the subject of t-shirts, a real life. I want to see your reaction to something that actually happened here in Austin, Texas, and to get your 2 cents on it. Because if it happened to one person, it's probably happened to who knows how many in the audience. So there's a young man, a little bit younger than you, who wanted to start an athletic clothing brand. And so he did the it's not a stamp, but he wanted to print them all to order himself. Okay. So he got whatever machinery you'd need for that. Took half his garage, and that was going to be like his little printing shop. He saved up enough money for 1,000 t-shirts. He came up with some logos, name of the company, did a website through Squarespace or who knows, and makes an Instagram page, and the business goes live. Grand opening is here. All right. He keeps the site up for maybe 3 weeks and was so, I think he used the word embarrassed at how low sales were. He'd shut it down. And now he has like 990 shirts in his garage that he's not doing anything with. These t-shirts are comfortable. The design is fucking sick. Literally every time I wear this shirt, I've never had so many people make a comment to me about my t-shirt as this shirt. And I'm like, dog, take 30 of these shirts, give them to your closest friends. Be like, hey, will you wear this if I give it to you? Give them 2, give them 3. And start doing some marketing. Yeah. And sell these 1,000 shirts, dude. Yeah. You already spent everything.
Of course.
So at this point, you're losing by not having the site up.
Yeah,
because even if you only sling 2 shirts a week for the next year, hey man, that's 60 extra bucks coming your way. What are your thoughts as you hear about, and by the way, website to my knowledge is not back up yet. Okay. What's your reaction to this? Let's start there. What's your reaction to this?
You gotta think of the big picture. I mean, for him to have 1,000 shirts already, it's like, okay, he must have saved up some good money. But it's like, it's not gonna go your way. It's business. You're not gonna hit a home run off the bat. Like, I'm sure when you first started your podcast, if you would have looked at the first 5 videos and 5 podcasts you made, and you're like, okay, I didn't get the amount of views that I wanted, I'm shutting it down. Like, you wouldn't be where you are today. Mm-mm. You wouldn't be where you are today on the 130th episode, getting invited to grad parties. Yeah. I think for him, that person, you have to stay patient, realize that things take time, especially a good business. Like, traction needs to be made. You need to, you never know what could happen 6 months from now. You could go 0 sales for 6 months, and all of a sudden you post 1 video and it blows up. You sell out of your entire inventory. But if you stop, you never have another opportunity to make a sale. But if you keep your website up, if you keep just pushing the message out there, this is what I do, this is who I am, this is my message, this is my brand, one day that shit will click. Yeah. If you stay in the arena, because you can't win if you don't play. Yeah. If you don't play the game, you can never win. You'll always lose. Even if you're taking L after L after L after L. Now, there comes a time where it's like, okay, this really has absolutely no need in the market. It's never going to sell. That's different if you see it 2-3 years down the line. But if you quit after 3 weeks, you're screwed. Yeah. You're screwed. Like, these are my first rebrand of these shirts. And they did not go the way I wanted to off the rip. But I've been getting consistent sales, and I'm consistently trying to get better. And I've realized if I quit now, people will ask me 3 months, what's with the brand? I'll be like, oh, I stopped it. Well, why'd you quit? Because I didn't see what I saw, because I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve right away. So some people don't blow up a brand till 4 years. Some people don't get Mr. Beast is the greatest example of that. Mr. Beast is now the biggest, most subscribed YouTube channel in the world. That dude was posting for, what, 8 years before he even got, like, 10,000 followers of just shit. Everything, learning, doing just in the arena every day, eating shit after shit. But then he was like, I don't care. My belief is bigger than anybody else's. And I think if you start something, finish it. Finish it. And that's like with this. It's like, even if it never blows up, I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to have it because it's the mission and the voice that I believe in, and it's who I am.
Yeah.
And so I'm never going to quit it. And I don't think just because you sold 10, because you sold 10 makes you realize, hey, you can sell another 10.
Yeah.
And then you can sell another 10. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Stay patient. Business is hard as fuck. So hard. I'm sure you've seen that with the podcast game.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy. You're not Joe Rogan, but guess what? You're so much farther ahead than the dude just ideating the idea of starting a podcast. You are so much farther ahead. You've got the setup. You've got this going. You've got the socials. You're pushing out content. It might take another 2 years, but when it pops, it's going to pop.
Yeah.
And people will believe in that mission then because they'll be like, he's been doing it. He's been consistent. That's how I feel about that.
I'll give you a quick story that you touched on is when the podcast went live, I dropped 3 episodes on the first day. That way people, could have some choices.
Yeah.
And I remember I took the dog to Zilker, and I have the website that I push the podcast to Spotify and all the different sites through. They have an app, and we're at Zilker, and I open the app. Episodes have been live for like 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
Not a single listen. And on Sunday, because I release episodes on Saturday, Sunday, no listens.
Yep.
I'm like, seriously? Not even a single friend or family member has hit the play button and let one of these things roll for at least 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Monday, 0 listens. Tuesday, 0. I emailed the company and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure I don't have any anticipation to be Rogan, but, or let me rephrase that. I know I'm not going to be an overnight success, but it's crazy to me that no one has hit play.
Yeah.
Could you just confirm that the podcast truly has not been turned on by anybody? And they wrote me a very nice email back, and I forget what they said, but they were like, this is pretty common. It's at 0. Keep posting episodes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That was April 1st, 2023. August 1st of 2024, top 5% of podcasts on the globe.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
But that first 6 months, dude, was frustrating because even from like no guest ever said this to me, but even from their perspective, I'm like, man, these people are being so generous with their time and we're recording these great episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I know these are good stories. I know people would enjoy this for a fact.
Yeah.
I listen to every episode start to finish before it goes out because I'm a firm believer that if you won't listen to your own stuff, why would you expect anyone else to?
I love that.
And typically it takes about 6 weeks for it to come out. So part of that is for my sanity. So I don't have to re-listen to the thing tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
But dude, when I re-listen to these, I enjoy them. I like my podcast, which I think is really important for you to like good vibes and for my other buddy to like his brand. And that's a big part of it is you actually enjoy the product that you're trying to sell. But yeah, dude, the first 6 months, 3 downloads here, 5, and we use in podcast world, download interchangeably with play. So if I say 3 downloads, that's 3 different people hit play on an episode and let it roll. And the first 6 months, awful.
Of course.
But it's when I found out though where we had got by August 1st, no other what could feel better than knowing that you stuck to it, that you sold those first 1,000 shirts, that you released your first album, that you played your first game, that you went and danced your first dance, whatever your thing is to whoever is listening to this right now. Just the sense of pride and accomplishment, and it's just fucking great.
That's awesome, and I'm sure that feels good, and that's where it's just like consistency compounds. You'll be rewarded. The universe will reward you. Because if you would have seen those 0 plays for the first week, a lot of people quit. Yeah. They're so short-sighted. They're like, screw this. It's like the same thing with the gym. How do you expect to go in and bench 225 if you've never hit the gym before?
Right.
It takes time. You got to let it mold into something. The only thing you have to do is just start. Because if you don't start, you're never going to see success. But if you start, realize it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. It's going to fucking suck. But if you can push through that, you're going to outlast all the other people who quit.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome to hear how big the podcast has gotten too, because if you would have quit, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't be fulfilled with, man, I have over 100 episodes on my podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you still are like, you know, you seem like a guy who really wants to blow it up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm not where I want to be, but it does. Success is just to get one person to play it, and then 2, and then 3. And then all of a sudden you got 1,000 people listening to it.
Yeah.
And then 2,000. And so I think so many people are short-sighted with when they start something, because they think it's going to happen way quicker than it actually is, and they think it's going to be a lot easier than it actually is.
Yeah.
And I've caught myself in that trap many times before too. I've overanalyzed a lot of different things and been like, it has to be this way and this way and this way before I can even push it out. But instead it's like, no, just love what you do, and you'll get better over time as you do it.
Yeah.
As you do it. It'll always get better.
I love your message, dog.
Appreciate that, big dude.
All
We
right.
got some more cards coming.
This one is going to be slightly more thought-provoking, I guess
Okay.
you could call it.
Let's go this one. What is an inadequacy you admit to that you could work on starting tomorrow?
That's a good one.
This Diary of a CEO, huh?
Yeah.
I like this. Okay. What is an inadequacy you admit to that you could work on starting tomorrow? That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, what I've really dealt with the past year is just like truly keeping my word with myself. Because I'm a big person on, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it for other people. But like I fall short of that with myself sometimes. Like if I say I'm going to sit down and do something, sometimes things come up and I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it the next day. Like all that bullshit. And so I think for me, an inadequacy as a man, I'll admit to, is I don't keep my word with myself sometimes. And I think that's a very bad trait to have, but also it's good to recognize that for anything. And that's what I do recognize, is it's like sometimes I am a bit iffy with what I say in terms of keeping a promise to myself. And that's not good. That's not good. Just even saying this, I'll admit it too.
What's one of the promises that you haven't kept to yourself lately? Even if it was just like a small one, or, you know.
Just like, even like diet. It's like, you know, I've always ate well. I feel like I'm in decent shape, but it's like, sometimes I like to have a little sweet treat, but it's like, do I need it? I told myself I'm not going to. I told myself I'm going to get down to this weight, and then I fuck up. I slip up, and it's like, you can't do that, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So it's like, how do I expect to lead a major company if I can't even keep a promise to myself? You know what I mean? How can I lead people and be a leader of people if I can't keep a promise and lead myself to the goals that I have? And so that's an inadequacy that I definitely have been working on, and I'm going to continue working on, because I think keeping your promises to yourself is extremely important, because it bleeds into every aspect of your life.
I think it's how we build confidence. And your confidence is already pretty high. But it's a guy named Ed Milet that I heard say it for the first time. He said,
Dog.
keeping promises to yourself is how you build your confidence. So, I mean, I feel like your confidence level is already up here. So if you start keeping all those promises you make to yourself, you're only going up,
yeah,
baby.
and I can appreciate that. And everybody has flaws, but that's human nature. We're all humans. But it's only the people who recognize those flaws and work on them that see progress and success and see things actually come to fruition. And I just think it's all just a learning game. Life's all about learning more about yourself every single day. And that's one thing that I've been trying to really work on, is just like, dude, if I say I'm going to do something, just do it.
Yeah.
Keep it. Keep the promise. Because whenever I give my word to somebody else, it's like, that's my word. I'm going to do that. If I told you I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for you. But it's the same thing. It's like I have to say that with myself. If I'm going to do this for Noah, I have to do it for Noah.
Why do you think that's interesting? And I don't know that we've ever talked about this before, so I'm loving this. Why is it, from your perspective, based off what you know in your time that you've been here on this planet, that we can so easily break our promises to ourselves, but be quick to keep them to outside parties? Because I've seen myself do the same thing, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I tell Noah I'm going to be at the gym at 5 o'clock for a chest pump, man, you'd have to fire a nuclear missile to stop me. I will fucking be there.
Yeah.
4:55, ready to go.
Yeah.
But if I tell myself, I'm going to go 30 days no alcohol, day 14, I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's go get some bourbons and have a couple old fashions tonight.
Yeah.
Why do you think we do that?
It's a good question. I think just a lot of people don't want to let their friends down or let other people down and put a sour taste in their mouth. I think it goes back
But
to
we'll let ourselves down and put a sour taste
exactly.
about ourselves to ourselves.
Because I think that's the name of the game. Is it's always a battle against you. It's always a battle against you. You will be quick to put yourself down, say bad things about you before you say bad things about other people. That's how I've always been. It's like I try to always respect people and be good to other people, but it's like, man, sometimes I'm not good to myself. Why do I do that? And so that's a great question, because I've thought about that a lot, and I think it goes back to the reputation thing. You want to have a good reputation with people, especially me. But it's like, I guess that's a question that I should ponder on more too. And just like, well, if I want a good reputation with other people, I need to have a good reputation with myself and who I am. And the thing is too, it's kind of counteractive, because it's like, I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am, but I know I have flaws, and I know the things that I do, I have to continue working on. But I think it comes down to, you just don't want to let people down.
Yeah.
You don't want to let people down. At least I don't. Like, I guess just coming from me, I was like a captain of my baseball team, and like I would run through a brick wall for my guys. I wasn't the best player on my team, but I damn well was the best teammate. And I will say that very, very gratefully. And I believe that people would say the same thing, because I don't want to let people down. I didn't want to let my team down. I wanted to show up every day and just be there for the guys. But then it's like, how are you going to be there for somebody if you ain't there for yourself every day? And that's not a problem I deal with every single day, where I'm breaking major promises, but even the little shit, it's like, you got to raise your standard. You have to raise your standard. And actually, I don't want to get off topic here, but like that, I went to Dallas. I went to Dallas this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
And I sat down with some actual pretty successful dudes my age, and they were throwing out some names in kind of the online sales space that I've been in for quite some time now. And these dudes have seen success. These dudes were making really good money, and we were having a cigar, and we were just talking about standards, and we were talking about big names. Like, we were talking about Ed Milet, PBD, Patrick Bet-David. We were talking about Andy Elliott, like some of these guys. And like Andy Elliott's got some very, very, very different opinions about him. But when you think about the big time players, like those dudes' standards, like a Kobe Bryant, even in the sports arena, it's like those dudes' standards are top of the line. Mm-hmm. Those dudes' standards are top of the line. And they got to the point to where they raised their standards so high that their standards became everybody's ceilings, where their floor is everyone's ceiling. And so I think it's all about just raising your standards and continuing to do that. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry if I was looking at you like,
no.
What I was thinking about, I'm forgetting the name of the player, but when I tell you this story, maybe you'll remember. So I don't follow football at all. Who does Tom Brady? Who did he play for when we first started hearing from him?
Oh,
New England Patriots?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the other players on the Patriots, Brady got recruited for the team, and this dude, the guy whose name I'm forgetting, he usually gets to the gym at 6 a.m. and Brady was in there already, so that pissed him off. So he's like, I'm gonna go at 5:30 tomorrow. Gets in there at 5:30. Tom was already in there, and he's like, all right, fine, I'll get in here at 5, but like I'm gonna beat this motherfucker here. got there at 5. He was already
Yeah.
there, and I forget how many times he had to keep going back. But I just love that story. You know, that this sort of circles back to your point earlier, that you don't know who's watching and how you're elevating someone else's life by just by elevating your own standard of living, whether that's what time you go to the gym, how you spend your money, or whatever the thing is, you know.
100%. It's all about, you see those guys who are ultra mega successful and you think it's like they're gifted, and some of them are very much God gifted, but also they work like dogs and they will run laps around anybody because their standard is just their standard, and their standard is higher than anybody else's. And when you set a standard like that in life, I truly believe there's no way you can lose. And that's one thing that really came to my mind, was just realizing that, like being around those dudes last weekend and really thinking about just my life in general. Like I've done very well for myself up to this point, but nowhere near where I want to be. And so how do I get there? Raise the standard, continue to raise the standard, and just get better. And honestly accept the fact that, it's going to suck, but it'll pay off.
It will.
It will. It really will.
I'm going to pivot a little bit here, but I have to ask before I forget. You were a pyrotechnician salesman. Please tell me, at some point during the 2 years and 2 months that you worked for Crossroads Fireworks, you got to blow something up.
Oh, we blew a lot of shit up. Pyrotechnician salesman is just a fancy thing to put on a resume, because I didn't have a major background of internships or anything. I'm starting a corporate job for my first time next month. I'd always been a self-employed or contracting. So like I was like, how can I did pyrotechnician sales, which is fireworks sales.
You were slinging fireworks.
I worked at a fireworks store, man, and it was dope. You know, I had to do sales. I had to talk to people every single day, customer service, check people out, like typical shit. But I was like, how can I make this sound super fancy? And so I was like, I'm a pyrotechnician salesman. And so, yeah, dude, I slung fireworks during the summer for like 2 years during the off season of baseball, and it was awesome. I mean, we had some of these fireworks that were so fucking big, and they were like $400. These big old cakes is what they're called, because you would have, like, the highest gram you could go up to is 500 gram, a 500 gram cake, and those are the ones you see at the shows where you got the, and then you got the mortars that you pop in the tube, and they boom, like big old grenades. And so I learned a lot about fireworks, and I think fireworks are the biggest waste of money. You're literally lighting. They are. Like, after working in the firework industry for 2 years, huge waste of money. Absolute bullshit. Like, they're super dope. You're lighting your money on fire. You're literally lighting your money on fire.
I've never thought about that before.
I mean, dudes would come in and drop $3,000 for 45 minutes on a night of 4th of July. And while, the party was probably sick as hell, it's like, if you got money to spend $3,000 on a firework, go ahead. You know what? Then you're probably doing pretty well. But some people would come in there, and I'm like, you're spending $3,000, and you would check them out. It'd take you 20 minutes. You got to fucking click all these things. And I'm like, what? Not me. I ain't doing that. But it was fun, because I met a lot of people in all walks of life. Everybody loves to blow shit up. That's what I came to find out real quick.
Yeah, dude, the first time that my dad he let my brother start lighting fireworks earlier than I did, obviously.
Okay.
But the first time that he started letting me light it too, so much fun.
So much. You hear that fuse snap, and you're like, uh-oh. You hear the sizzle. You're like, run, baby. Let's see it.
You see Lord of the Rings?
No, I actually haven't.
Get out.
I know, right? Like, it's pretty uncultured of me, but no, I have not.
This isn't much of a spoiler, but in the very beginning of the first movie, within like 20, 25 minutes of it starting, they're celebrating a birthday.
Okay.
And the neighborhood wizard shows up, and he brings a cart full of fireworks with him. And one of them shoots off into the sky, and then when it pops, it turns into a dragon.
Whoa.
Like, made of fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, not with, like, skin. So it's imagine if, instead of just exploding and, sort of making the umbrella formation.
Yeah.
It turned into the shape of a dragon, and it swoops down over the party. Everyone's, like, jumping off the tables because they don't want to get hit by the dragon, and then it flies over the lake, and then it explodes into, like, 50 other fireworks. It's just a very, very fun scene.
That's badass. No, fireworks are dope. And, like, we had some fireworks that we lit up the town. I remember one story we had. We got these like, they were illegal. They were these cakes we got, because like you grab a 500-gram cake, which is the biggest legal limit you can have, and like they're heavy, but not that heavy.
About how big we talking? Like big as that laptop?
Yeah, probably as big as that laptop there. And
size.
like you would have 200-gram cakes that would be this size, like right here. You know, some would be a circle, some would be a box, and then they just shoot up. Pew, pew, pew. But we had these fucking boxes, dude, that were like 2 sizes of that laptop, and they were filled with so much gunpowder in them. I'm like, this is a 50-pound weight right here. I remember one night, it was like 2 a.m, and we were at my buddy's house. He lived on a golf course, and I was like, let's light this thing off. Let's just do it. And this was after everyone was asleep. We lit that thing off, and it lit up the golf course. It was the loudest firework I'd ever heard. There was it, boom, 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 like it was like a fucking machine gun, and I was like, oh, like it went off for a minute and a half, and we're sitting here dying laughing. We're like, there's no way this is happening right now. You can see the entire like 9th hole, and it's just lit up, and I'm like, that is awesome, but that is so illegal. So the cops started rolling by. We're heading out in the garage because we're like, that was so loud, that woke everybody up without question.
Dude, I rescind my answer about going to the Gladiator tournament. I want to time travel to that night with you guys.
Oh man, dude, it was badass. We had a couple beers, and I was like, let's just light this fucking thing
How old
off.
were you? Teenager?
No, I was like 20, 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a couple years ago. Yeah, I think it was
this was last night.
Right. No, I think it was 2021. Yeah. So it was a couple years ago, and oh man, that was fun.
You ever been skydiving?
No, I haven't. My ex-girlfriend went skydiving before, and she was super into that shit. She was kind of a adrenaline junkie.
You should go.
You've been skydiving?
7 times.
7 times?
Yeah.
How's that?
Let me tell you a story.
Please do.
We get a group on. Me and my friend Gwen our birthdays were 7 days apart.
Okay.
And she finds a group on for skydiving, and she's like, "Do you want to go with me for our birthdays this year?"
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, "Yes, let's do this." So I think we were both turning 21 that year, and going back to the Christian upbringing, all my parents told us about drugs was that you don't do them because they'll kill you.
Okay.
And so I don't know the difference between weed, marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamine. Like, I know nothing. This is ignorant little Christian David, okay?
Yeah.
So we get to the airport, sign our waivers, watch this little video, and then they start saying, like, all right, Noah, you're jumping over there with Nick at Bay 7. David, you're going with Susan at Bay 3. They assign you your tandem, the guy or gal that is on your back.
Yeah.
That pulls your chute for you. So as I'm walking up to my guy, he takes a giant bong out of his backpack and just takes a huge rip off it. And I'm just like, I'm flying with a drug addict. Like, I thought for sure, like, this is how I go. This is how I'm going to die, is this guy is going to be overdosing on my back instead of pulling the parachute.
He took a hit of a bong before y'all went 10,000 feet in the air.
18.
I would have been the same way. I've been like, what the fuck are we doing?
So then he tells me we have a little bit more instruction, and he's like, just so you know, we're landing over a gopher field. So when we get to the bottom, you have to lift your legs up so that you're in a perfect L position, and then I will get you to the ground, and your butt's just going to slide across the dirt for 5, 10, 15 feet. But if you don't lift your legs up and your foot gets caught in a gopher hole, it'll rip it right off at the bone. So it's really important that you don't fuck this up. So now I'm just like, oh, great. So not only is he high as fuck, but my feet are in danger here. Like I could be footless by it. So dude, I'm panicking. And so then he's like, this is how we're gonna jump out of the plane. He gets behind me and he puts his hands on my shoulders, because he says, you know, with the door being open, we won't be able to hear each other. So I'm going to grab your shoulders just like this, and I'm going to rock you forward once, and that's one signal, and I'm going to rock you back, and I'm going to rock you forward a second time, rock you back, and then on the third rock forward, we're going to jump out of the plane. And I said, great, sounds like a plan. The people in front of us go, we get up to the door. He rocks me forward, and before I know it, we're in the air.
Oh, he bullshitted you. He just
lied.
Oh, he just jumped out with you.
So I'm screaming my head off. I don't even know actually that I was screaming.
Yeah.
Because the air's hitting you so quick that it's shock. It's almost like jumping into an ice bath. You know, your whole body just sort of like freezes or panics or locks up. So once I realized we're flying through the air, I start having fun. The free fall was about 30 seconds, and he pulls the parachute, and there's something about hovering over planet Earth
Yeah.
that is just the most beautiful moment,
Really?
7 moments of my life, where I'm just like, there's Earth. And you just feel like the wind from that free fall literally just blew off every bad thing attached to you, all the things that have been said to you, all the things you've been doubting about yourself, gone. And you
That's
just have this
interesting.
moment of serenity.
That's super interesting. Maybe I have to try it then.
That's why I want you to try it,
Yeah.
is because your personality just seems like someone who would jump out of a perfectly fine airplane. But I want you to experience that. I want
Yeah.
you to try to see how close to serenity you can get, and I think that might be the
Okay.
next step for you.
Maybe I'll give it a shot then. Maybe
should.
it's better than just trying some psychedelics instead. Just tell someone to go skydiving.
Yeah,
Go find yourself in the air.
yeah.
Except I hope my instructor isn't ripping a bong.
Oh, you'll be fine.
That's so funny.
More than likely, these tandems, most of them have jumped anywhere from 50 times to 20,000.
Yeah.
So the chances are that they have done this so many times, they could do this just as easily as you can throw a baseball.
Yeah, it's
you
second
know?
nature to him at this point.
So I, in a weird way, I trust these strangers with my life because they're good. They've
Yeah,
done it.
they've done it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like making a PB&J.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're jumping out of a plane today. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. How do you feel about starting this corporate job?
I'm excited. It's gonna be a B2B sales spot. So it's at I can say it. I don't have like an NDA or anything. So it's with Rippling. It's a company down here in Austin, and super stoked. Super stoked. I've never worked like a corporate role. I've been in a lot of contracted sales and then just starting my own companies too, just while in college. And it's going to be different. It's going to be a different feel, definitely different like operation and everything. But I've been very heavy in the B2C side of sales. And so I'm excited to get some of the perspective of B2B and just how that sales process goes, how all that goes. Because I just want to become the best salesman I can be. I want to continue to get better at articulating my words, continue to just become a better salesman in general, but also increase the shit out of my business acumen, because that's only going to make me a better business person in general.
10 years from now, with what you know about yourself right now, what would you like to be working on when you're 33?
It's a great question. So kind of my plan is I want to come into this corporate role. I want to crush it. I want to become an AE. I want to become an account executive. I want to try and get to the enterprise level to where I'm dealing with even bigger companies, a lot bigger deals. And then at some point, like, this is going to continue to be grown. If it pops, it pops. If it doesn't, I'm going to be having a business of my own in some way, whether or not it be a consulting firm where I'm helping companies get better sales processes, train better reps, etc. Or if all things go, like, my goal with this is to continue the apparel, but I want to go into kind of the entertainment realm too, in terms of like podcasts, YouTube channels. Like, I think of the guys like Nelk. They did it really well. Okay, they started out with pranks, and now they've built a really cool business. They not only drop apparel, but they've got Happy Dad, which is kind of the seltzer brand and everything for them, and they've done really well in the business realm. And that's kind of what I want to go towards. I'm not going to be like going after the college party scene, but I want to be involved in something that I'm building. And what better thing to build than more vibes and just try and get that out there. So I think that would be really cool if I could build a company like that.
I'll be really curious to see where you go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious as well, man. You never know. You never know. Like, a year ago, I wasn't in Austin, and I would have never guessed I'd be here. So a lot can change in a year. A damn lot can change in 10.
No, let's go with this one next. Do you know what I want to talk about next before we get you out of here? We'll start to wrap this thing up soon, but
Okay.
there's something we talked about on the phone.
Yeah.
What did we talk about? I'll say it if you don't want to say it.
No, I got it. Hyper optimization and just like
that is not the word.
No?
that we said specifically.
Oh. All right, guys.
Brace yourself. Buckle up.
We're gonna talk a little bit about retard maxing. And yeah, I'm curious to see what you think about it, and we can definitely talk about retard maxing.
It's funny. I heard the term maxing for the first time on the podcast. I was just like, what are you talking about? And he was like, like tanning maxing, lifting maxing. I'm like, see, like, have I not been maxing? Like, I fucking worked my ass off at the gym today. And he's like, well, yeah, you probably. I was like, dude, I get the phrase now.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of silly, but whatever. All right, retard maxing. What is this?
Oh, retard maxing.
And how it relates to hyper optimization.
Okay, so if anybody's very confused, I'm sure we just threw a curveball.
Sorry.
No, it's all good because we're gonna break this down and we're gonna have a good talk about this. So, one of the words that I heard past couple weeks has been retard maxing, and pretty much what that is we live in a society nowadays where everything is hyper optimized, where it's all about you need to have a perfect morning routine, you have to have a perfect to-do list, you come home, you have your nightly routine, et cetera, et cetera. Like everything is set in stone to where you avoid any type of just serendipity and just like spontaneity in your life. And what me and my buddies have been talking about is retard maxing, and basically it's just dumbing yourself down to not give a shit about the end result. And so it's like somebody like you who started a podcast. There's so many people out there who want to start a podcast. And so then they start the questions. Well, what type of equipment do I need? Who am I going to talk to? What are we going to talk about? What blah, 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 X, Y, Z. And it's like, dude, if you want to start a podcast, just start a podcast. Grab your phone and record an episode. There's your first podcast episode. It does not have to be perfect. If you want to start a clothing brand, make a design. Don't care about what the logo looks like already and like what the name is. Just do cool shit. If you want to start a business, any other type of business outside of clothing, if you want to get into sales, like you don't have to know this book and you don't have to read this book and you don't have to know this person. Like just go do it. And so it's dumbing yourself down to the point to where you're not being an idiot to where you're just going and you're going on the street buck naked and buck wild or anything
Sure.
like that. But you're like, a lot of it can pertain to the gym. Well, I need to have this shoes and this equipment, and I need to know this entire workout routine. It's like, dude, shut up. Go for a run. Go do some push-ups and go do some sit-ups and do that for a month. See what happens. You'll see a change. And so it's just dumbing yourself down to just not care about the end result and just doing it and letting things happen over time. And because I've been the person before to where I've been like, I need this post needs to look like this video needs to be edited like this, but instead it's like, no, just do the damn thing. Just click post. You can fuck up, make mistakes, because mistakes are what's going to lead to getting better. And so it's just like, when I say retard maxing, it's something I've really tapped into, and I know the word is like, oh, you're being mean, but it's like, it's just a great way to say, just like, stop thinking so much. Stop thinking so much. It's like everybody, we have all these like people, these pickup artists. Oh, you got to say this perfect thing to this chick, or you got to say this perfect thing to this person. And it's like, just go talk to them. Have a conversation. If the person doesn't like you, au revoir. Hasta la vista. See you later. Go talk to another person. Or if they do like you, it's like, sweet, now we have a cool connection here. Let's see where this goes. Everyone just has to have like, everyone feels like they need to plan perfectly before doing anything. And it's like, no, you're as ready as you'll ever be right now.
Yeah.
You are as ready as you'll ever be. There's no more. Yeah, you do need to, like, let's say you're going to go run a marathon. Obviously, you don't want to be 400 pounds and be like, I'm going to run a marathon in 3 hours. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck it. Go see if you can run 2 miles just right now. Just go do it. See where you're at. Now you can pick up from there and start to plan on some other things to get better. And so it's just dumbing yourself down to not care about the end result and just doing it. Just doing it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
One of the things I told you that shocked me was about 2 weeks before we met, I was listening to Diary of a CEO, and one of his guests, one of the things, many things that she does is a little bit of dating coaching.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she had met with one of her clients, and this lady had like 2 or 3 different dudes that she was supposed to go on a date with. And they talked about different things to do for the dates and how to dress, what kind of questions to ask. Like, she gives them all kinds of tips, right? And then they were meeting in like 3 weeks later. So 21 days later, they meet up and said, how did the dates go? And she said, I didn't go on any of them. And she said, why not? And she's like, well, all of them wanted to meet up when I had other stuff going on. Like, one of them wanted to meet up in the morning, but I can't meet up in the mornings because I meditate for my first 30 minutes and then I go to the gym for an hour. And then the other guy wanted to go at nighttime, but at nighttime I'm cooking dinner and then I'm going to go. And so she listed off like this very structured routine, which for some people, you have to have that, right?
Yeah.
Some people need to. I have friends who literally calendar out their entire day.
Yeah.
But what she wasn't allowing herself to do was to adjust those things,
Yeah.
because to her they had become the 11th commandment, and we are not breaking from these. And so she could have gone on 3 awesome dates with
Yeah.
potentially 3 great dudes, and she didn't meet with any of them because she only has time to meet on Thursday from 3 to 5:30, and because none of them were available then, she could have just missed out on meeting her husband.
Yeah, exactly. Like you really do close yourself off to so many opportunities when you almost become a slave to your own mind, because you're like, we were talking about this on Saturday, and my buddy was like, these hyper optimizers, they almost optimize so much in their life to where if anything is different, their whole entire week is done. It's off. It's screwed. And it's like, that's not being a human. That's not living life. Life is happening right now. Sometimes you got to just roll with the punches. You can't hyper optimize yourself to not ever die. You can't hyper optimize yourself to have bad events happen to you in life. Like, you don't know what's going on outside. So it's like, yes, you can prep and prepare, but for you to miss out on a date with a potential partner for the rest of your life that could start a family with, that's insane to me. That's insane. That takes out all human aspects of it. That takes out the spontaneity in your life. And I think too, like, I think routine is extremely important, having routine, but you got to have a little bit of leeway in your mind too, to realize like, yo, if your routine is a little off, it's fine. Just enjoy what's in front of you and just get back on the wagon the next day. If you have to plan around your meditation, meditate in the afternoon, but go to coffee in the morning and then go meditate. Like, obviously still respect your routine, but you can't be a slave to your own mind like that, to where it's like, I actually can't do this. Well, why not? Well, I have to do this. Well, then you're never going to go and then don't go complaining that you don't have a husband or you ain't got a man's or you ain't got a girlfriend, because it's like, you ain't even putting yourself in the opportunity for it. I think too, it's like, I look at life like an arena. You gotta be in the arena to feel the pressure of life, to mold yourself into who you're gonna become, rather than always being in the crowd's view and always watching people get shit done. Because that's what we see all the time. We could sit on our phone and scroll, and it's like, hey, I'm watching this person do this. I'd love to do that, but you don't ever do it. You just watch them do it again, and then you watch another person go do some cool shit. Instead, it's like, yeah, those people are doing that, but why don't you go do it? Why don't you go try some cool shit and see if you like it? If you don't, hop back on your routine and try something else. But we got to stop being a slave to our own minds and hyper optimizing everything to where this has to be perfect. This has to be perfect. Perfect ain't real. That shit ain't real. Oh, this girl has to be this way. She's got to be 6 foot, blonde, blah, blah, blah. I have to say these exact questions to this person. You're just a robot. We're humans. We ain't robots, man.
Nope.
You know, we're human. I think too, it's like, even with the dating game, like, there's advice and stuff you should take, and I think like couples who go through marriage counseling stuff, it's all good. It's very good. But it's like, when you go on a first date with somebody, if you have 7 pre-planned questions, it's like, dude, you're not even gonna listen to what they're saying to you. You're not even gonna listen to them, because you're just gonna be thinking, I have to ask this next question. Instead, it's like, just immerse yourself in the present moment. It's like when I'm on a sales call, if I'm trying to help somebody, instead of me always being like, hey, I have these 5 questions I need to ask this person, well, let me ask them 1 question and truly listen to them, and then have frameworks in the back of my mind that I can go off of, but also just roll with the punches and actually help this person. It's the same thing with the dating. It's like, just be you. Be authentic. Don't be a business representation of who you are, because if you're trying to be this fake person in front of this person, like, oh, I have to take him to this perfect dinner, we have to have this perfect first date, it's like, well, that's not really you, and it's going to get found out either way anyway. So just be you off the rip.
Yeah.
If they like you, they like you. If they don't, fuck them.
Are you dating anyone right now?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to be?
I'm going on a date tonight, actually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I am actually actively seeking. Just being a young buck, you know, I have my fun, but I'm 23. I don't need to have a wife. It's not like I've been single for 2 years now, to where I'm like, hey, I'm fine being single, but I'm also pursuing as well. You know, I've chatted with a few women, and I'm open to the opportunity of it. If it comes, it comes. But I know for a fact too, because the reason I bring up the retard max and hyper optimization is I've been in that shoes before, where I've had to be like, this has to be this way, this has to be that way, and it's actually been a very negative for me, because it's like I'm just not being me. Like, I'm not letting my authenticity shine, and so it hasn't gone my way, where I'm like, oh, I have to say this perfect thing to this chick, or I have to do this perfect. It's like, nah, this girl is gonna like me for me.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, that's fine. There's 100,000 other girls out there. And so that's just where I'm at. And so, yeah, I'm going on a date tonight. It should be good. It's going to be fun. I've met her a couple times, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm not a big texter. I'm not a big into the texting thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to call you every once in a while, and if I want to see you, I'm going to see you. So, like, let's set something up.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's how I am. I'm kind of old school with it. I like to take girls on dates. I'm not big into the let's talk on text for 2 months and then see where it can go. No, I'm not into that. And like, some people are, but some people aren't either. And I'm old school with it. I'm like, if it's a good vibe, like, let's enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
If it's not cool, okay, fine.
Some people might disagree with this, but if I meet someone through an app, I'm not using any right now because I don't want to. I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
I want to meet someone organically. So there's many reasons. But I had a rule in the past where if we didn't meet within a week of sending our first message to each other, I moved on.
As you should. 100%.
Because if we can't find time in 7 days, I know I can. And I'm working 2 jobs, go to the gym every day, cook most of my own food, walk my dog 2 miles a day. If I can find the time, you can find the time.
100%.
And if you can't find the time, clearly you're either not that interested or you're looking for something maybe more short term, which is fine. I've been there too. But yeah, we meet in a week or we move on.
I definitely think so. If they don't show that they want to meet, they're not interested. Because you know for a fact, if you're like, dude, I like this person, hell yeah, you're going to make time.
Yeah.
If your boys are like, yo, let's go do this, it's like, I got something to do tonight.
Yeah.
What do you got to do tonight? Don't worry about it, but I have something to do tonight. It does not matter what I'm doing, but I have something to do tonight. If you like somebody, you're going to make time. Yeah, you are going to make time for that person.
I just tell them. They'd be happy for me. They'd be like, fuck yeah, go on your date.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good rule. I think everybody needs to do that. Because, too, it's like you can play a fake person on text.
Yeah.
You can play a fake person. You can say all the things people want to hear, but then it's like you can feel that energy when you meet somebody in person. It's so much different.
Yeah.
So much different. You get to just like, you read their body language. You read every single thing about them. And also, I am the type too where it's like, I want to go do something different than just dinner. You know, let's go to a bowling alley. Let's play mini golf. Let's go do something to get you a little bit out of your zone and see how you are. See how you are. Can you have fun? You know, if you guys, like, that's where it brings the authenticity into it, too. It's like, if you guys can go do something that doesn't involve sex or drinks and you can have fun, that could be a potential really good relationship.
I've heard dating in motion is the best way to go on your first couple dates. Anything in motion. Mm-hmm. Go for a walk at Zilker. Go do any of the things that you just said.
Yeah.
But I've heard multiple different dating coaches and men's, Celeste, I'm sorry, an image consultant, multiple people from multiple perspectives say that almost one of the worst ideas to sit across the table from each other and interview style mode, just throw questions at each other. Like, you'll find out a little bit. You'll still get a read for their energy. But if you can get yourself in motion at the bowling alley, That's the way to go.
Absolutely. You'd find out so much more about them.
Yeah.
And plus, too, I like to go play. Like, I want athletic kids, so it's like, can you move?
Yeah.
You know, what's your footwork look
You're
like?
not going to raise a bunch of fatties?
I don't.
Super jacked dad.
If my kids are there, it's fine. I'm gonna love my kids no matter what. But you know, I'm gonna raise my kids how I'd want them to be raised. So you know how I want them to be sculpted and yeah. I mean, I don't have kids, but I definitely want to. I think the dating emotion thing is super big, because it's just so cliche. It's like, let's get dinner. Okay, what do you expect after dinner? I mean, you're going to go home. What are y'all going to do?
We're going to bust a nut, baby.
And it's like, I think that's fine. I think it's cool. It's like, hey, if you want to go do that, that's cool. You're young, too. It's like, if someone's young and want to do it, fine. But it's like, if you're trying to pursue a real relationship that's mature, it's like, get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because relationships ain't comfortable all the time. They're not.
Mm-mm.
So get out of your comfort zone. See how they can handle it. And see if they really like you. Because if they're like, that was fun, it's like, hell yeah, it was. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Rather than, okay, yeah, you took me to dinner. Now, bye. I got a free fucking meal.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. My bank account's pissed now, too.
Me and Tyler were talking about it, and we think whoever I date next, I might accidentally have on the podcast.
Really?
Because I throw out so many invites. And he was like, dude, what if you have this handsome gay dude come over and you two just hit it off and have this great conversation, and then afterwards one of you is like, you want to have like an official real first day? I'm like, dude, that would be awesome.
That would be, I guess, like, that'd be very serendipitous. It'd be like, for that to kind of mold into something.
It would be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But they'd get to see me doing what I love to do more than anything else. And then for the second day, I would like to see them doing what they love doing more than anything else.
Well, plus, too, I mean, podcasts are pretty, like, you got to get open. You got to really reveal some stuff about yourself, if that's, so you can see, like, how comfortable are they?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea. Fuck it, I'm gonna start a podcast and start inviting women over.
Dude, I've been going up for about 6 to 9 months now to random people everywhere, at the park, at the gym, at the grocery store. And I'll just be like, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just really quick, my name's David. I host a podcast here in Austin. We do a lot of storytelling. The goal is to sort of motivate the audience through these stories. Is there anything about your life that you think you might be willing to share? And most everyone has some sort of answer, even if it's like, I see you here all the time. Can I answer that on your next workout? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. What's your name?
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you next time. Most everyone has, even if they were like, I don't want to come on, they'll start asking me questions, as I think most humans do. They're like, who have you had on? Who do you like to have on? There's this one guy about 2 weeks ago. I phrased the question exactly like I just phrased it to you. And he says, man, I don't fucking know. And he just sounded
just blatant.
Pissed.
Oh,
and
man.
Just like he had just been dumped or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, it took me off guard. And I was like, oh, all right, well, sorry to bother you. Have a good workout.
Yeah, you'll get people like that for sure. Not everybody's gonna be open to it, and it's one of those, man. You just move on.
He needed some good vibes.
He did.
Yeah.
You just move on. Fuck him. You know what? You don't need to be on my podcast anyway.
Noah, anything else that you wanted to talk about before I ask you my final 2 questions?
I mean, we've covered a lot, man. This has been it's been all over the place, which I actually like. I think
too.
it's like, this is fucking cool, dude. I think
Yeah.
just like hanging out, vibing, and just talking shit is pretty fun.
Yeah, dude. Very much so. Dude, I'm 126 strangers I've met now, and have just such a deep respect for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are funny, thoughtful, strategic. I mean, just, you're so young and you're already so articulate, and you have such a good head on your shoulders. It's like, man, this guy has another 50 plus years on this planet. He's going to be a fucking monster.
I hope so. Yeah.
Just start keeping more promises to yourself, and you're really going to upgrade quick.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, dog. Second to last question for you. I've asked this one of a few people now. I've really been liking the answers. What gives you hope?
Oh my gosh, that's a deep question. It's just right there. What gives me hope? Honestly, I love this country. I think America gives me hope because of the opportunity it provides to people. Honestly, I think what gives me hope is just being in a place that you can come from anywhere, you can come from any family, any town, and you can still make it. And I think that's what gives me hope, is just being in a place that allows you to voice your own opinion, allows you to say what you want to say and do what you want to do, and be with who you want to be with. And so not only does America give me hope, but then also just knowing that, like, I want a wife, I want a family and kids someday. And so just knowing that is possible gives me hope to just continue to keep pushing and keep trying to be the best man that I can be. Because my dad did a great job at putting food on the table, busting his fucking ass to get us whatever we needed in life. And so I want to be that kind of guy. I want to be that dad that my kids look at and have nothing but the utmost respect for. That gives me hope, to be able to come home, park in the driveway, and see my kids smiling and running out to me, and my wife looking at me with just admiration in her eyes. Like, that gives me hope. That gives me hope. And that's possible in a place like this. That's possible in America.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. And anybody can say anything they want about the United States. The United States is the greatest country on earth. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is the greatest country on earth. Yes, you will run yourself fucking mad if you were to go like, but this is bad about it. This is bad about it. Nothing's perfect. But I can tell you damn what, capitalism and the way you can mold a life here in America, you can't do it anywhere else like you can here. We've got we're blessed. We're blessed here. So that gives me hope. Just like the future of America and the future for myself gives me hope.
I think we sometimes forget too that the country's pretty young. You know, if you think about a teenager and they do something stupid, like light a giant firework off.
Yeah,
in the middle of it.
In the golf course.
In the golf course. We almost just like brush it off, you know, because it's like, it's just she is 19. That's what they do, you know? And I feel like the country, it's still so young, man. So we're going to trip. We're going to make mistakes. Not everyone's always going to be happy about it. But to your point, like, there's a lot of positives going on here, too.
Tons, dude. Tons. Like, just even coming out here to Austin, seeing all the young people.
Yeah, you've only been out here 2 months?
10 months.
10 months. Yeah. I was way off.
Almost a year. No, it's all good. Yeah, dude, just seeing all the shit people are doing. I got a bunch of friends involved in business doing their own stuff, and it's just like, it's not only motivating, but it's inspiring. It's inspiring because it's like, damn, you know, I made a video about this last week, and it's like, I made a video like, why are you tripping? Why do people trip about the dumbest little shit? Like, people trip about somebody cutting them off in traffic, or what somebody said to them last week, or they always overthink about this shit. And it's kind of like with the retard maxing thing. And it's like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. You get to sleep in a bed. You have a roof over your head. We could be in Iran having bombs dropped on us, but we don't have that. Now, people are bringing up World War III, potential draft, all that shit. Okay, it is what it is. But I think about it, too. It's like, we've been so blessed, this generation, not having major wars. We haven't had a Vietnam, a World War II. My grandpa, he was like, dude, when I was my great uncle died when he was 19 in Vietnam. My grandma's brother died when he was in high school. He got drafted and he died. He was a rooster. He was a dude on top of the tanks, you know?
Yeah.
With the Alice in Chains song, The Rooster. Like, I don't know if the rooster's a sniper or if they're like the machine gunner, but whatever it was, he got killed. And it's like, when I was 19, I was worrying about what chick I was banging next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you, dog.
Yeah. And so it's like, man, perspective is different, but it's like, exactly, we're young. We got a young generation, and I think that's where we need voices in people to say, America's awesome, to continue that and like to continue building on something that we have. And also we need that inspiration and we need that positive light, because there's a lot of negative that the news and social media has opened up so much more avenues for bullshit to be infiltrated into our younger generation. And it's like, there's so much good and so much life ahead of you. Like, why the fuck are we always talking about bullshit? Let's talk about good stuff. Let's talk about living life to the fullest, enjoying ourselves. seeing a cute woman in a sundress and be like, you're sexy, and like
Yeah.
getting nervous, getting in the arena and getting scared to do shit. And that's the greatest thing about this place is you can do that. You can do that. You can be who you want to be with who you want to be, and do what you want to do. That's what I love about it.
Dude.
It fires me up because it's like there's so much opportunity. There's so much.
So full of life, man. You're young, you'll get depressed.
Right.
I'm kidding.
Right.
No, I love it, dude. I love it. I am very excited for this episode to come out. This has been a strong message. It's been a ton of fun. I've really enjoyed just getting to know you, man, and I hope we can run into each other again, whether it's for a lift, a second podcast, whatever the fucking thing is.
Sure.
I'd love to cross paths with you every now and then.
What would be really cool is if it was like 2 years down the line and like I was to get this brand to blow up and you're even
Dude.
bigger. It's like you got a studio, kind of come
I
back.
do have a studio.
Well, yeah, you do. Yes, he does. Guys, I'm an
Did you hear
asshole.
that, Tyler? Did you hear what this man said? We're going to beat you up next time. No, I'm
Man.
just kidding.
Now I just totally trumped this whole thing. No. Like, we'll rewind that. I didn't mean that because I do think this is a dope ass.
It's
little
too
setup
late.
you
I'm
got
crying
here.
myself to
Yep.
sleep now.
Yeah, I fucked it all up.
As
But no,
you-
I think 2 years down the line, it would be cool if we could come back and see the fruits of our labors for sure.
You'll be back.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
you'll be back. You have
Hell
something
yeah.
to talk about, unlike that random dude that was at the gym the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I
It's
don't
like,
know.
oh, dude, do you want a hug?
Yeah, no, that's
What
what
do
you should've-
What do you need, brother?
He needs to talk about his problems is what he needs to do. He needs therapy.
To the audience, before I ask Noah my final question, thank you as always for being here. I love you guys so much, and I don't know who you are, but you can get in touch with the pod. So if you ever want to let me know who you are, you can text us through Spotify. The email is all over the place. Just go on my LinkedIn page. You'll find it right there. Guys, do me a favor, which will only take a minute of your time and cost none of your money. If you're listening on Spotify today, hit that follow button. Apple Podcasts, do the same thing. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys do this small favor for me, my commitment to you will be to keep finding awesome guests like Noah to light your internal fire on a weekly basis, because I think it's something that we need right now, and we need to spread these fires to people who just feel like they're in the darkness and they need a little bit of light to keep going. So help us reach those people through this small act on your part. And Noah, for you have one more question, my friend.
Let's go.
And
I got to
this-
get me a little card deck like this. I like this.
It's fun. Yeah.
Level 3. Whoa.
I don't know what it says yet, but just your reaction is fantastic.
Who is someone you need to forgive and have not?
Oh,
Oh, man. That's a good question. I don't hold grudges like crazy, but I guess that goes back to the woman who kind of broke my heart, man, when I was a little bit younger. You know, I didn't forgive her for a very long time, and I think forgiveness is needed to truly let go of something. And like I'm way past the point of like bitter, sad about anything with that situation, but I would say I have forgiven that person, but it took me a very long time. I'm going to flip that question on its head because I have forgiven that person, so I can't say there's someone in my life who I haven't forgiven, but it took me a very long time. And what that caused me to do was bleed a lot of negativity that I don't ever want in my life, bleed into my life. And I remember when that first happened, I looked at women a whole lot different because I was just bitter. You know, I just had that mindset around like, this is bullshit. Why would this happen to me? You know, why would you do this to somebody? And what really made a difference in my life was forgiving that person and just being like, instead of me being like, if I were to see, I remember I was like, if I ever saw that person, I would give him a big fuck you. But instead I'd be like, if I saw him now, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. But I'd be like, hey, how's life? Hope everything's been well. I hope you have a good one. I'm going to keep it moving.
yeah.
And because I knew I couldn't hold that bitterness and that not hatred, but just that remorse and that madness at that person. You know, I couldn't hold that in my heart because I think having a cold heart is bad. You got to forgive. I never forget. Never forget. Hell
Yeah.
no, I ain't never going to forget. Especially you got to learn some things in life too that you can't forget. But if you get caught up over shit, it's going to lead you down a bad path, because then it's going to keep you bitter, and it's going to keep your life worse, because you're not going to get over the fact. And so, yeah, I would, for that question, I needed to forgive that person, and I should have forgave him a lot quicker than I did, but it's a good lesson. And it taught me to say, like, hey, never forget, but always forgive, because we're humans. I've made mistakes too. Just because you made a mistake does not make you the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
And so being able to forgive that person really helped me start seeking more relationships in my life and get over the fact that, hey, it happened. I was young. At least I didn't have 2 kids and was married for 10 years when it happened. So that's what I would say, is just forgiving that person that did hurt me. But that goes for anybody. If you guys have somebody where you're holding a grudge and it's been like that for a long time, forgive them. Forgive them. You're going to feel rejuvenated. You're going to feel better, and your life will get better. I promise you, because just like any dark time passes, or just like any good time doesn't last forever, either does a dark time. It doesn't last forever. So just forgive, because it'll make you a better person, and it'll make you it'll make you see perspective a whole lot better if you forgive. Don't get stuck in your own way all the time. Be open to new perspective and forgive. So that's what I would say.
One of my favorite quotes from a guy named Dax Shepard is that holding back forgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting it to kill your enemy.
That's
It's
good.
just like, dude.
That is deep.
Let me sit with that one
Yeah.
for a couple minutes.
That's a good one to ponder on. That's a good ass journal entry to be like sitting and pondering on, for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta forgive. Yeah, it's like poison. It is. It's not good.
Noah, this has been so much fun. One thing I'll just tell you on a personal level real quick is that I've had a couple of people in the audience reach out to me and say, David, when are you going to do your episode?
Okay.
And one of the things that I'm waiting on, first off, it will happen. I promise. I already know who I'm going to invite to conduct the interview.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I'm waiting on is that me and my father have not spoken in 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we spoke, it was very ugly.
Okay.
And I caught wind about 3 months ago that at some point in 2025, he's going to call me. And I would like that phone call to happen, because I think it will be a big part of my story and just add a lot of context. And so it's going to happen. It could be 10 episodes from now. It could be 30. I don't know. But I got to tell you, man, I have forgiven him. And if he never asked for forgiveness, that's fine. He still has it. I'm so nervous for this conversation. I have no idea if he's just going to want to make small talk and be like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's been a little over a decade.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Right.
I've speculated, like, could it be a mortality thing? You know, he's in his 70s. Is on his end, could there be something there where he's like, am I really going to go into my grave and have no idea what one of my kids has been up to for 14 years? Like, could be that. I have no idea what he wants. I was just told to expect the call. So I have his number memorized, so I know it'll be him whenever that phone starts vibrating. And as long as I'm not podcasting, I will pick it up. If I am podcasting, I will call him back the second I'm done. But boy, oh boy, am I nervous.
Have you thought about calling him?
No.
Why not? I'll bid you that question. Why not?
I don't want to. You know, for so long, I had never thought about it, especially now being in Texas, and he's still out in California.
Okay.
And it's one of those things, it's like, why? I don't need anything. You know, I moved out when I was 18, never asked for a penny once I moved out. And really, I don't got anything to say to the guy except small talk, you know.
Okay.
And so then, fucking Tyler, dude, love you, bro. He asked me a couple months ago, he was like, we were in the gym, and he just goes, you should call your dad. Like, dude, what are you?
Yeah,
are you stoned?
Dave just brought it up.
Literally, we were talking about like something completely different.
Yeah.
These people we've both found attractive. I was like, dude, look at that dude over there, and he's like, look at that girl. And, you know, and then he's just like, you should call your dad.
Yeah.
And his reasoning was because he was like, if you got a call from your mom right now that he was dead, wouldn't you be sad? And I said no. And he's like, oh. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Okay.
I was like, dude, I think it would make the planet a better place. He's an objectively bad human being who's brought a lot of darkness into the world, and I think we'd be better off unless he's changed, which I don't think he is, or else he would have called by now.
Right.
So then I go home to see my family, and while we were having lunch one afternoon, I tell my mom and sisters, I'm like, so I met this guy, Tyler. We became fast friends. He's my workout buddy. Guess what this crazy guy said at the gym the other day? He said I should call Dad. And my mom was like, this could be I'll use the word universe, since I'm not sure where I'm at on the whole God thing.
Okay.
My mom says, this is really interesting, because about a week ago, Steve asked me, what would happen if I called David? And she responded, I have no idea. You got to pick up the phone and just make the call.
You have to do it.
And he said he would call me. So.
Well, let's wait on that phone call then.
Yes.
Just let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah.
If he calls, that'd be awesome. If he doesn't, it wouldn't make a difference because he hasn't called.
Maybe if he doesn't call by like January 1st, I'll make the call.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, she said he would call in 2025, so we'll give him that time.
And I've been expecting it.
And then I'll call him on the 1st and be like, hey, dude.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking phone call?
Happy New Year, buddy.
Me and a few people have been waiting on this, so.
Well, dude, that's really good that you've forgiven your father, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure you got a lot more context to tell for your episode, but can't live with that bitterness, man.
No, I did for a couple of years, and at one point it was just really about a month ago that I've been, quote unquote, over it for a while.
Right.
But I went to New York to see my sister, and she was like, do you really think when he does call you, he's going to apologize for anything based off what we know about him?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no. And she was like, so knowing you'll never be able to verbally say it, like, why not just do it for yourself?
Yeah.
Even if it hasn't bothered you or you haven't thought about him in years. Have you forgiven him? And I'm like, yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. How's that felt?
Great.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgive people. I mean, I think that's a great way to end that. It's just like, don't live with that bitterness.
Yeah, it's tough.
Get the poison out of your heart.
Yeah.
Get the poison out of your heart because
it's not killing your enemy.
It's only negative. There's no vibes about it, man. It ain't killing nobody. It's only killing you.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I hope he calls you.
I'm so scared, but I hope he does too. It's time. It's been 14 years.
For
Let's
sure.
do this thing.
For
Let's
sure.
do the dance.
Yep, let's get it done.
Take 2.
Absolutely.
Noah, this has been so much fun. I really appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate
It's been
you
good.
and believe in you, and just sitting here with admiration and curiosity to see what Noah Susong does with his life. Did I say your last name right?
You did, Susong. You
Fuck
did it.
yeah.
You did it right, man. I've heard a lot of different. I've heard Susong, Soy Song. I've heard a lot of different shit. A lot of Asian types sounding.
Sweet swung.
Oh, fuck it, eh. The amount of times people have messed it up. It's so funny, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel it. All right, everyone. We're getting out of here. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay happy.
Thank you, guys.